Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the Box Office Artist Mornings, or whatever we're going to call this thing. Still no name for the show. Right now, as you guys know, I'm calling it Marvel style for now, but, eventually I would like the name to be something different than Marvel style, but we'll see. You guys have come up with a whole bunch of real cool names, for sure. One name that popped up that I kind of liked, it was a box office. Or was it Breakfast at the Box Office? I forgot who did that one. That's one of my kids' favorites. Breakfast at the Box Office. That's how that is. So welcome to the show. Welcome to this is also a podcast, the Box Office Artist Podcast. So if you missed the stream in the morning, you can download it, listen to it wherever you are at work or wherever you would like to do that. Okay, so I am having some camera issues this morning, though. I will admit I'm having camera issues. You might notice that you're watching a slightly different angle than usual. For some reason, there's something wrong with my overhead camera. I'm not sure. It was working right before I started the stream, and then now it's not turning on, and I'm not sure why. The battery's full. It's not turning on, and that concerns me a little bit. Also, this camera here overheats, and when I film at 4K, it overheats 30 minutes in. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that the overhead camera starts working within 30 minutes. Okay, so we can keep the stream going. Okay, but in the meantime, thank you guys for watching and for being here, and thank you to Steven Cisneros, who came up with this idea of doing these brand mascots. Was the first one to suggest the Kool-Aid Man, and that got me thinking about doing brand mascots for these for this particular morning show today. So this is our morning show, guys. Every single day, starting at the latest 5 a.m. Eastern. Oh, and I dropped my batteries. At the latest 5 a.m. Eastern, whatever that is for you, 5 a.m. to roughly around 8. Today we could go a little bit longer. Hold on, my battery's dropped here, guys. 1 second. A lot of technical issues. 1 second here, my friends. My batteries keep falling down here. So hopefully we can get this going. If not, we'll do our best for the next half hour, okay? But I would like to finish this piece today. We're going to try to do at least 3 characters, if not more. I can go a little bit longer today. I'd say maybe around 9 a.m. We'll see. So just give me 1 second here as I plug this in. But it is concerning me that my camera on the top is not turning on. Hold on. I'm going to try one more time, guys. One more time. Hey, it is working. It's working, guys. It's working. Ha ha! It's working. It's working, my friends. Okay, so hold on. The feed's going to change just a little bit. And it's going to come in upside down. So just give me a second here. As you can see there, we're just doing... Change to the cameras. The camera's working, guys. The camera's working. Hooray! Camera's working. Just give me a second. There you go. It's upside down. I'll fix that. 1 second here. Okay, good. No more. Good. This is good because this camera doesn't overheat. So that's why. The other camera does. For some reason, it does. Let me just change this. I'll fix this up and we're good to go. I am excited. Are you excited? Just rotate this 180 degrees. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking, my friends. Now we're cooking. So hello, everyone in the live chat here. Welcome this morning. And let's go ahead and we're going to get started drawing this. By the way, if you want to be part of the conversation, let me show you how, okay? So what I always like to do with these podcasts, with these talks, is I'll start off by talking a little bit about things that are on my mind, okay? And then I'll tell you guys a story. And then we'll go in a little bit about the news of the day, though there's not much news. But if you want to be a part of the conversation, go ahead and go to my community chat, okay? So this is my page here, the Box Office Artist YouTube page. You go to my channel. You hit community tab. There you go, community. Be a part of the show. Somebody comments already. See your comment. What's your biggest drawing from Frody Celery? Okay. That might be a fun thing to talk about to start this stream. Okay, because that is something that's near and dear to me. Okay, so if you want to be a part of the show, the live chat is not where I go to get questions. I do on occasion, but your best bet to be guaranteed to have your comment read is here. Or you can super chat. I will always answer super chats immediately. Not necessary, but I will answer super chats immediately because if you support the channel in that manner, of course, I'm going to read your comment. Of course, it's age appropriate, as we say. So let's get drawing. We've been stalling too long, my friends. Let's get drawing here. By the way, Diego Pinhammer says, "Can you draw Pepsi Man in a Marvel style?" Let me look up Pepsi Man because you know what? I'm trying to look for a character that's blue to put here. Put here on this side because this is a Pringles guy. He's red. The Chiquita Banana Girl's blue. I wanted something blue on this side, and Pepsi Man might do the trick. Pepsi Man. So I was trying to think of a mascot. I wrote down Pepsi Trick. I put down Pepsi Trick. Pepsi Man. By the way, thank you guys for all the suggestions for the live show. Some great names. Some really great names. But Pepsi Man might do the trick, and I'm liking it already. I'm liking it already. Pepsi Man. Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay, we are doing Pepsi Man. Thank you. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, good evening, good night. Whatever it is for you. We are going to do Pepsi Man. And he's faceless. Faceless Pepsi Man. We're going to do Pepsi Man right here first. So, man, guaranteed we're doing the Green Giant today. Guaranteed we're going to do the Sun-Made Raisin Girl. I would like to do the Peanut guy. The Peanut dude. So, but we'll see what we have time for today. Okay, so I could work till about roughly 9 a.m. If I want to go a little bit longer, we can. So that gives us about a good 4-hour morning show that we are doing here. Okay, so thank you again for everyone who's joining in the chat today. Now, let's go ahead and answer my friend's question here again in the community chat. Let me go back to his question so I don't get it wrong. What is your biggest drawing from Frody Cellar? So let's talk murals today, okay? Let's definitely talk murals today. I think that leads me to our topic of the day. Let's talk about making giant murals, okay? Because when you talk about the biggest drawing, I've done quite a bunch. I've done quite a few drawings, and then it is a story that I think we can all learn from, for sure. Okay, so let me tell you because it also is the catalyst for my channel. So I have told this story many times before, and I believe it could help you guys a lot. Okay, for those of you who haven't heard this story before, I am known. The one way I started this YouTube channel was doing that gigantic Star Wars mural, and what we do today, what we are doing right now, reminds me a lot of those days. It reminds me a lot of the times when I first started this channel, when I first quit my job. Okay, this is in 2015. When I first quit my job to do YouTube full time, that's one thing we did. Was the Star Wars mural. I went live on this channel every day, the same hour too. Every single day, went live on this channel, and to be honest, same amount of people too. Every day. And then the thing is, didn't matter what time of day. Didn't matter what time of the day. The same people showed up every single day. And a big shout out to that crew. Like my buddy Taylor, PJ May. Some of you might know PJ May because he used to work as Jazz's editor for a little bit before he went off on his own. Beck, who again is doing some amazing things on Twitch right now. She's phenomenal. I didn't even know how great an artist she was until I saw her work years later. Of course, Christopher Collins, who's in the chat yesterday. Who else? Of course, I think was Mario there. I forgot if Mario was there. Tony Menzie, my friend Tony Menzie, like the OG crew. Reese, like there was a whole bunch of guys there right at the beginning that followed me every single day. We drew together every single day. And it was just a lot of fun fun to do. Okay, but where did I get the idea to do that? So let's take you back to the very first mural I've done before, and that was at Dreamwave Productions, long time ago. At Dreamwave Productions, and a couple days ago, I told the story about how I worked at Dreamwave. So you guys know one of my favorite artists of all time is a man named George Perez. Okay, we lost George Perez, one of the many amazing comic artists that we lost over the past year. Was George Perez. We lost him to cancer, and George, like, he was one of my biggest influences, George. And I remember Wizard Magazine. I mentioned this story before. Wizard Magazine, where they did a feature on George. And if you look up George Perez's work, for those of you who are very young, never seen his work before, look up George Perez, and you see the amount of detail that he puts in his drawing. You guys know I'm a detailed artist, for the most part, when I'm not feeling lazy. But for the most part, one of the biggest reasons for that was a guy like George Perez, because I remember that Wizard article. It was saying that they showed an image that George did. And they said, you know, we don't know how much George gets paid. Perhaps he gets paid by the line. And if he did, he would deserve it, because they showed this really hyper detailed panel that he did. And that's what got me started interested in doing hyper detailed work. Okay, just to show people I was willing to put in the effort, to put in the time, to do the best artwork I could. I was willing to spend those extra hours, willing to add those extra lines. Now, knowing after a while and talking to, for example, the editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics right now is C.B. Cebulski, who helped my career a lot. He gave me a lot of great advice coming up in the industry. He was telling me, like, detail doesn't make a drawing. And a lot of you guys, you look at drawings like mine, you want to draw like me, and I think that's fantastic. But understand that detail is gravy, okay? Detail does not make a drawing. Detail doesn't mean a thing. Detail does not mean a thing if your drawing sucks, okay? I can add as many lines as I want to a particular drawing, but if the drawing's no good, the drawing's no good. And then because a lot of people tag me on Twitter, for example, and they show me that they, that they're trying to draw some of my most detailed drawing ever robots, but their perspective is off. Like, their perspective is really bad. But then they just want to get into the detail, and that's fine. It's fine to learn. But if the structure isn't there, then it doesn't matter. Okay, so I went off a little tangent here. A lot of people do that. But with that in mind, way back in the day, in 2000, when I was, when I got the job doing Transformers, I wanted to kind of find a way to stand out. I wanted to find a way, because I'm a newbie. I was a newbie in the industry. This is going to be my very first book I've ever done, Transformers Armada. Well, it won't be the first book I've ever done, but it's the first ongoing title I'll ever be doing, Transformers Armada. And oh, by the way, maybe I can tell you a little story. I don't know if I've ever told this before. But right before I was about to do Transformers Armada, I actually got a job offer from Marvel. I actually got a job offer to do a Marvel title. I'm not sure what that title was going to be, but I actually got offered to do a Marvel title right before I start Transformers Armada. And I turned it down because I knew how big Transformers Armada would be. And it was. Transformers Armada was the #1 selling comic in May of 2003. Or 2002, sorry. In May of 2002, it was the biggest comic sold at that time. And to be quite honest, I wasn't ready to work for Marvel at that time. I was very slow. In my work. But that's beside the point. So I wanted to make a name for myself. I wanted to make a name for myself in the comic book industry. So one particular cover I absolutely loved growing up was the record-breaking Crisis on Infinite Earths cover. The record-breaking Crisis on Infinite Earths cover. Okay, the Crisis of Infinite Earths cover by Alex Ross and George Perez. So George Perez penciled it. It took him 3 weeks to do. He did it over 3 weeks. Penciled this cover. And then Alex Ross painted it afterwards. It took Alex Ross, I believe, 2 months to completely paint this cover. 562 characters, if I'm not mistaken. 562 characters, which is the record for the most characters on a trade paperback cover. Okay. Now they have individual records. Like I believe the record for like a regular cover, like an individual cover, is for G.I. Joe. It's like 200 something characters. I could totally break that, by the way. I could totally break that. You know, I was thinking, talking to my friend Carlos here at Gotham Central Comics. I was like, maybe let's do a Gotham Central exclusive. Let me break that record. I'll do it live on my channel. I'll draw a cover with like 300 characters on it easily. Totally beat that record. Both hands tied behind my back. No problem at all. But anyway. So I wanted to break the record. That's what I wanted to do. And I told Pat Lee my intentions. I'm like, hey, let's do something record breaking here. Why don't I try to do a cover that has more characters? Because it was Transformers. Why don't we do a cover that has more characters than what George Perez and Alex Ross did? So that was the premise. So we talked about it, and they were willing to let me do it. But then they said, hey, what if we do this? Okay, first of all, to make your workload a little bit lighter. Because, of course, I was drawing the Transformers Armada book. They did want me to concentrate on actually drawing that book. So they said, okay, why don't we do this? Why don't you do like an inside splash? Okay, so 2 pages, like a splash page, for every issue of Transformers Generation 1. So there were 6 issues of Transformers Generation 1. You do an inside splash for each one of them, okay? And then what would happen is they would all interconnect. All these splash pages would interconnect. So at the end of the day, people would have this amazing poster, and then we would use it as a trade paperback, as the trade paperback cover for Transformers G1. I'm like, that sounds doable. I could do that. So that's what we did. So for the next, how many months was that? Next 6 months, I drew 6 double page. Oh, no. 12 months. Sorry. 12 of them. I drew 12 double page splashes. Which, because there were 12 double page splashes. I think they changed, because I'm trying to remember in my head how we did it. Because I think there were alternate covers, and I think the splash changed in the middle. So that's what we did. And they interconnected it, and they made this amazing mural. I call it amazing. Like, again, looking back at it, I probably could do better. But it ended up being 600 Transformers characters. 600. And I was so excited, so happy that it was done. My friend Eric Sander, he inked the thing. And I believe it was my friend Alan Wang. He colored the whole thing. And they all did a phenomenal job on it. Matt Moylan, who is currently I believe he's the editor-in-chief of Udon, if I'm not mistaken. My buddy Matt, he actually put the piece together. He was responsible for scanning and putting that particular piece together. And then they turned it into the megalithograph. We called it the megalithograph. And they sold for about $100 a pop, I believe, at the time. Which is fantastic. However, they never turned it into a cover. Which I don't get. I really don't get why they didn't turn it cover. Well, first of all, the way I drew it, the way I designed it, it didn't work well as a cover. It didn't. But I don't get why they didn't just turn it into a cover anyway. It's a record-breaking cover. It's a record-breaking cover. 600 characters. But they never turned it into a cover. I never got why they didn't. It was there. The artwork was there. They never turned it into a cover. Like, what are you doing? It's like free press. Free press, but they didn't do it. Yeah, well, whatever. whatever. But that was the very first like big mural I did. Okay, so that was how many comic book? I think that was 12 comic book boards, 600 characters. So that was the very, very first mural that I did. Okay, so through my comics career, I never did any other piece like that because that took a lot of time and effort to do. Now, when I was out of the industry, when I was working at Stargate, I was working at MGM. I was working on a show called Stargate. So I'm not sure if a lot of you guys know that particular show. It's called Stargate. And I was a 3D artist on Stargate. Okay, so I was working on some fluid simulations, like cloth simulations. And the thing with cloth simulations, it's hard to see how the cloth would move because you want the cloth to move a certain way. You don't really know how it looks in real time until you render it out. Okay, so there's a lot of rendering time. Okay, so we call it caching. That's the name in the industry we use, caching. So I would need to cache the simulation every so often. Okay, now the problem with that is it takes time. It takes time. So you would press cache and you would have to wait until the caching is done. Now, people who worked on cloth simulation, a lot of them, like, for example, my buddy, he brought books to read while waiting for the caches or for it to render out. He would bring books to read. So when I was doing them, there's long stretches where I'm just waiting for these caches. So I decided, hey, why don't I do a drawing? Why don't I do a drawing while I'm waiting for the caches, right? And by the way, hello everyone, but don't please don't spam because you're gonna be timed out. Okay. I was waiting for the caches, so I decided, okay, while I'm waiting for the caches, why don't I do like a little Stargate tribute drawing? Stargate tribute drawing. Okay. So that's what I did. So I would cache, and then I would draw on the side. I had this double-page spread I was working on, and I was drawing. And then whenever my my supervisor came over, like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Waiting for the cache." So I showed him, "Hey, I'm just waiting for the cache while I'm waiting. I'm just doing this drawing." Though I will admit there were times where I would hit cache just because I wanted to keep drawing. But I did this whole mural for Stargate where I drew all the Stargate characters. So if you were to Google right now, if you were to Google right now, James Ray's Stargate or box office artist Stargate, you'll actually see that drawing. It was colored by my friend Thomas Mason, who's coloring a lot of these newer pieces. Again, follow my buddy Thomas Mental Studios on Instagram. But that was a fun piece. That was a lot of fun pieces. We'll talk more about that piece another time. But that was the catalyst for doing like a lot of things I was doing on YouTube. Okay. Now there was one more mural that I did work on. I mentioned this before. My church was celebrating their 100th anniversary, so I already started my YouTube channel. So without getting too much into the origins of my YouTube channel, because I would like to save that for another day. I was for my original YouTube channel. If you saw those first videos, I was drawing like these little mini murals of movies, and one of the reasons I did that was because of that Stargate piece. Okay. So when the time came for my church to have their 100th anniversary, I did this mural for them. Okay, that was influenced by the original Transformers mural I did before, plus the Stargate mural. So I did this mural for my church where I drew 100 years of their history, and then it's actually displayed in my church's museum in the Philippines right now. It's there now. So this was 2014. So when I decided to go back working on my YouTube channel, because I took a little hiatus from my YouTube channel. So I started my YouTube channel in 2013, coming up on the 10-year anniversary, guys. Coming up on the 10-year anniversary of this YouTube channel. next year. We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate like crazy next year, guys. But when I decided to quit my job to do YouTube, okay. And again, I was teaching on the side because, you know, of course I have a family. I still need money at the end of the day. But when I decided to quit my job, I said, okay, I want to start off with a bang. I wanted to do something cool with this channel, and that's when I decided, hey, you know what I did for my church? That mural I did for church. What if I did something similar for a franchise like Star Wars? Okay, that year. No, I don't. Actually, it wasn't that year. I believe the year before, when I quit my job, that was the year that Stargate: The Force Awakens came out, and was a gigantic hit. Gigantic hit. So I said, okay, how about we do this? What if I go ahead and I draw a mural representing all of the Star Wars movies that came out? I believe Rogue One was coming out that year. I believe that. So I was like, okay, there's 8 Star Wars movies right now. 8 of them. Okay, so we had the original trilogy, we had the prequel trilogy, we had Rogue One, and we had The Force Awakens. Why don't I go ahead? I'm going to make this giant mural. Very reminiscent of what I did for the church's mural. Inspired by that. With each mural being like the Stargate mural that I did. The Stargate piece that I did. With each section really representing the movies. Heavily inspired by one of my, a lot of people's influences. Drew Struzan movie posters. I want everyone to feel like a jacked up Drew Struzan movie poster. So that's what I started to do. Now, right from the get-go, guys. Right from the get-go, I had low expectations for it. Okay? Of course, I would have loved, and in my back of my mind, I'm like, you're hoping that what I was doing was going to go viral, that it was going to get millions of views. Okay? Now, I've never had a 1 million view video on my channel then. Okay? This is way back in 2015. Okay? The most views I ever had on my channel at that time, I believe, did that Iron Man came out? I'm not even sure that Iron Man video came out yet. But I believe it was a Batman 10-minute, 1 minute, 10-second video. That was my first video to hit 100,000 views. My very first Batman 10-minute was 1 minute, 10-second video. So you hoped that mural would result in being viral. You hope that people would watch the particular video, especially with the amount of work you put in. But I also knew, and this is something that a lot of you young guys need to understand, okay? Just because you worked 100 hours on a drawing doesn't mean people are going to like it. Just because you put so much work, so much effort in a project, that's not a guarantee somebody's going to like it. Okay? That's reality. Okay? People like what they like. Doesn't matter whether you spend 10 minutes on it or 100 hours on it. Doesn't matter. Okay? They might go, wow, you spend 100 hours on it, but if they don't like the art, they don't like the art. Doesn't matter how much work you spend on it. They don't care how long you spent on a piece. So I knew that going in. I knew that there's a great chance that it could lead to nothing. Okay? I went in with that attitude. This could lead to nothing, and it wasn't about that. I wasn't going to make the Star Wars mural to try to get famous or to try to get, Marvel or Lucasfilm to notice me. Like, I was like, it'd be nice. Of course it would be nice. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, wouldn't it be great if Doug Chang saw this or someone at Lucasfilm saw this and it would lead to me getting some work at Lucasfilm? Of course I thought that. Of course I did. But also, I was trying to ground myself into thinking, okay, if nothing comes out of this, if nobody watches these videos, would I be okay with that? And I was. Because my whole point to quitting my job to do YouTube wasn't to become YouTube famous. I wasn't expecting to become YouTube famous in that sense. I just wanted to do art my way, my terms, no editor, No one telling me what to do. That's why I was doing that, right? So Apple knows. Apple was right there. He was a catalyst for all of this. Good morning, Apple. Good morning, my brother. Are you up late or up early? My brother. It's like 4:40 in the morning for you, my friend. Good morning, my brother Apple. Because Apple's a big part of this story. Apple's a huge part of this story because he gave me the opportunity to show that mural, to showcase that mural at what's it called? At Alamo Comic-Con. He's giving me this feature, which helped me kind of finish it off. Okay, so I told this story many times before, but yeah, that caused me to finish that particular piece. So when my friend here, way early, just up way early. That's right, my friend Apple. There you go. When Frole says, "What's your biggest drawing?" That is my biggest drawing. It is. Now, actually, let me rephrase that. Because technically, it wasn't that drawing that was the biggest. If you're talking about sheer size of the biggest drawing was actually the real, the official Star Wars mural that I did for Disney. Okay, well, we will call it, the technical term for that mural was the fan mural. We labeled it as a fan mural for Disney. That was actually bigger. That was because the original mural that I did, so that was 8 movies, 8 boards per movie. So that was 64 comic book boards. So just to give you context, one of these, so 64 of these guys, okay? 64 of these pieces of paper. That's how big that original mural was, okay? The other one, the official one, quote unquote official fan mural that I did for Lucasfilm, or for Disney. It's not for Lucasfilm. It was for Disney marketing. That particular one there, that was 9 movies. So 9 times 8, that's 72 boards. So that's the biggest drawing. The official one I did for Lucasfilm, or for Marvel, later on. So that hopefully that answers your question. So those are good experiences, man. Doing those murals. Because part of me is like, at this stage in my career, guys, I am thinking, what if I did, instead of doing like these, these smaller drawings, what if, instead of doing these smaller drawings, like we'll do like, and this is pretty much what we're going to be doing for the next month or so. But instead of doing these smaller, fun drawings, what if I did do, like next year, just do 12 pieces, 12 gigantic pieces, right? Every month, just do one gigantic piece that I work on every morning that you guys will be a part of, At the end of the month, maybe I could sell prints of it at the end of every month, that kind of thing. Part of me wants to do that. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like at this point, I'm happy doing these type of drawings here. Simpler. I get them done faster. These type of easier drawing, like just these double page spreads, doing something wacky and crazy once in a while, because this definitely holds my interest more, doing stuff like what we're doing right now, where I'm drawing the Pepsi Man. I'm drawing Pepsi Man here. This definitely holds my interest more than doing like a longer, bigger piece like that, right? And then how many franchises can you do something like that? Like, because I'm not doing, we are doing phase 4, every Friday. Though we did miss last Friday, and my apologies. That was my own fault. Just because of the couple days I had to miss. So I'm not sure, guys. I am definitely not sure. So Apple saying Harry Potter. I should do one like that for sure. I actually was starting to do a Harry Potter one there, Apple. I was starting, but it was actually smaller. So each movie was going to be a double page spread. So I actually did the first one. But that's definitely one to consider for sure. So I don't know, guys. We'll see. It definitely has to be something that I'd be interested in, right? But doing a longer term project, finishing off with you guys. So every morning in the morning show, I'm working on it. And doing that for at least a month or so, or a couple months. Definitely something to think about. Definitely something to think about. But yeah, that is my mural story. Okay, so that's that's the thing about the murals. Like, it was rewarding, and a lot of good things did come from it. Like, I got the chance to be on the Star Wars show, and again, thanks to Andy Gutierrez who contacted me and wanted me on the show. So thank you to her. Of course, it led. Thank you to my buddy Apple, who let me display it at Alamo City Comic Con. Thank you, my brother. But that mural led me to doing the marketing art for Marvel. That's how I got my marketing art job for Marvel. So a huge thank you to Asad Ayaz, who gave me that opportunity. So Kevin Feige saw the mural. Okay, so Kevin Feige saw the mural, and he got the marketing team to contact me. That's how that happened. He's like, this is cool. Let this guy do something. So it led to something. It did. So doing something like this can lead to something. If you're good. Okay. That's the number one factor. If you're good. Like me. I'm just joking. I was lucky. So it did lead to good things. It did. Now, but the important thing is, guys, not to have that expectation. I had no expectation that Lucasfilm or that Disney or Kevin Feige were going to contact me. Absolutely no expectation. I was totally fine. Let me tell you this too. After I finished the mural, I actually wanted to go back to work. I actually wanted to go back to VFX after that. I was like, I'm done. I remember that I even said on stage, because Apple had me on stage at Alamo, and we were talking about our future projects. I was ready to go back to work. My friend, Mooj, who's now she's one of the lead artists at Pixamundo, who I believe was just bought out by Sony, if I'm not mistaken. But she was ready to bring me back to work. Okay, I was going to go back to my visual effects job because I was done. I said to myself, okay, after that mural, I was like, okay, I had my fun. I did the artwork that I wanted to do. Now it's time to go back to work. Okay, so I called my friend Mooch. They were working on Star Trek Discovery at that time. So I was expecting to go back and work on Star Trek Discovery. My friend Mooch says she was going to bring me back on as a matte painter. So I was going back to my old job. I even said on stage at Alamo City Comic Con, I was going back to work on Stargate Discovery. I actually said. What happened was, all of a sudden, when I got back, my old boss, who's a sweetheart, by the way, I don't blame her. She was just trying to be nice, but sometimes you wish people would just be straight up with you. Okay, she kept making excuses why I couldn't go back. She's like, "Oh, we don't have enough computers right now. Oh, the computers are full. Don't worry, we're trying to work it out." And blah 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 blah. But to me, it was like they were making excuses so I wouldn't go back. And let me tell you why, guys. I was a senior artist. I was a senior artist at Pixamundo when I was working there. I was a senior artist, meaning I was making close to, if not six figures, at that time. I knew that, number one, my skill level wasn't six figures. Okay, that's not me being humble. That's me being real. Okay. Secondly, I know for the price it would have been for me to go back to Pixamundo, they could hire two junior guys with the same skill level as me for half the price. So they kind of got two of me for the same price. And I know that's why they didn't bring me back. I know that. So it turned out, guys, that I couldn't get my job back. It turned out that not only could I not get my job back, I couldn't get a job anywhere. I interviewed for other places, and the interviews I felt went really well. I thought the interviews went really well until I told them my price, how much I cost, and I think that scared off a lot of companies. And what happened was I was kind of forced to continue YouTube. I was forced. Had no choice. I had to because nobody would hire me anymore. And that's the thing about the visual effects industry, guys. It changes. Every year it changes. Technology changes. You know, we were talking about AIR the other day. You know, everything changes every single year. And if you're not up to date, even 1 year out, even just 1 year out of visual effects, I couldn't get a job anymore. And if today I wanted to go back into visual effects, guys, if I wanted to go back into movies, I'd have to go back to school. To go back into visual effects. So I don't blame them. In fact, you know, my old boss, she's a sweetheart. She was great. She was always great to me. She's working at a different company now, and again, thriving at the different company now. She was also a co-teacher of mine, so I knew her well. But, oops, hold on, I have to plug in my laptop, guys. Just give me a second. My laptop is about to die. Give me 1 second, guys. Where's my laptop plug? Apologies, guys. Just looking for my laptop plug. You guys are going to go away. Hold on. My apologies, everyone. Here's my laptop plug. Kind of need it. Kinda. And it doesn't look like it's plugged in. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Apologies for the delay, my friends. Apologies. Okay, so we should be good to go now. Okay, so where was I? So that's why I'm not working in movies anymore, guys. That's why I'm not working in movies anymore. So I think that's good enough for Pepsi Man for now. Okay, so now let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and draw another character here. Let's do the... Who should I do, guys? Who should I draw? Let me know in the chat. So, a couple of things. The peanut guy, the Sun-Made Raisin girl, maybe. Sun-Made Raisin girl. I'm not doing Cocoa Crunch Xavier. No cereal mascots. Two things I'm not going to be doing, guys. Cereal mascots. I'm not doing fast food mascots, okay? Because I did those already. So we are focusing on brands here, okay? So part of me wants to do the peanut guy. Maybe we'll do the peanut guy first. Okay, so we got the peanut guy. Mr. Peanut, is that his name? My daughter's allergic to peanuts. But Mr. Clean's a good one, Bearwolf. We'll definitely add Mr. Clean. We gotta put Mr. Clean in here. But let's do the peanut dude. Is it Mr. Peanut? Mr. Peanut Man? Oh, Mr. Peanut Man. Yes, the Mr. Peanut Man. That's right. Mr. Peanut Man. Mr. Peanut Man with muscles. That's what we're going to be drawing right now. I'm going to draw him beside the Chicky the banana lady. Or should I... But actually... Because I'm trying to balance the colors here, guys. So I'm trying to think the color-wise. Because part of me is... Because he's going to be blue. Blue, red, white, blue. Blue and yellows. Because there's yellow here. So I'm just trying to think... Or should I put the raisin girl here? And then the one over here. So just try to figure that out. Quaker Old Pilgrim, we could definitely do that. The Kool-Aid Man will be coming soon. Also, the Green Giant's got to be here. Green Giant's got to be here too. Let's do the Peanut Guy first. I think part of me wants to put him on this side just because... Oh, he's got a top hat too. That will help balance it out. Okay. So that's the one thing when you're not... what's it called? When you don't have a plan going into this, you just kind of draw it. You just kind of do whatever. Right? So... Let me just, hold on. I'm just fixing my other cameras, my friends. So we're doing Mr. So we're going to be doing Mr. Peanut, okay? We're going to do Mr. Peanut right now because he's got a cool top hat. I'm liking Mr. Peanut here. Won't do the Starbucks Girl End Forever because I said no fast food. She was actually in the fast food one. If you look up Fast Food Avengers, you'll see all the ones I drew there. I'm not doing any of those ones, okay? You look up the Fast Food Avengers. Abrar is allergic to Mr. Peanut Man, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Actually, you have to draw him a little bit smaller. So, with that, guys, that is my mural / visual effects story. Okay, hopefully, whenever I tell you guys stories like this, I'm always hoping that you learn something and that you understand the experience. I want to show you guys what it's really like to work in these industries, because definitely not easy. Being an artist is not an easy life. Out of every single art job I've had, remember, I've worked in movies, I've worked in video games, I've worked in comic books. The best job by far, is YouTube. Best job. Easily the best job. That's why, if this thing doesn't work out anymore, which it might not, I'm kind of dreading going to have to do those other things. I would probably, if I really, really needed to go find a job, right? Because I do these other things on the side. I do some YouTube consulting on the side. If I really, really need to find a job, I wouldn't mind being like a social media consultant, like a social media brand and consultant. I'd rather do that than go back into visual effects. I would much rather do that than go back into visual effects. So, okay, the Peanut Guy has. Okay, his legs are black. His arms are black, and he has a cane. He's got a cane. But we'll see. If this morning show takes off, then we'll see. Okay, so first of all, before I go to the regular comments, let's take a look at the names that you guys gave for the show. I want to do a show every morning. Okay, we're gonna do it. This is the morning show. The morning show. It's like a drive-by radio. It's like So for those of you who are going to work the next day, if you want, if you have a good plan, you can put this on while you're driving to work in the morning. Though, if you're on the West Coast, the podcast version will be available by the time you go to work in the morning. Okay, if you're on the West Coast. But let's see here. So quite a few names. I want you guys to hear these names. Okay, so let's take a look at the names that a lot of you guys suggested. All right, and you guys to tell me what you guys think. All right, and you can give your own suggestions too for this morning show, because Marvel style. It's a little. First of all, it's a little played out. Number two, I would like to make a brand of my own eventually. Like, maybe for now, to start off, we could have a little bit of Marvel in the name, but we'll see. Okay, so here we go. First was from Muddy's 1052. Says James Morning Stream. Okay, it's not too bad. Webmaster gave some skull faces to that. I'm not sure what. Webmaster says the box office show. The box office show. That's something interesting. Namor Outdoors says streams and dreams. I don't mind that. Streams and dreams. That's very interesting. My buddy Mario came up with a name and 4 likes to it. Draw with Rays or Draw with James. Draw with James, Draw with Rays. Simple. Definitely more on the simple side there. Next one, Master Uguay says James box office art. Okay. Gallant Wall says box office mornings. That could be a possibility. Let's see here. What else we got here? Outer Space TV says the Morning Box Live. The Morning Box. What's in the Box Live? What's in the Box? What's in the Box is actually, isn't that a YouTube channel? Oh, no, that's What's Inside. Sorry. What's Inside. Not What's in the Box. What's in the Box? What's Inside? That's a movie channel right there. Let's see here. Garcia R348 says Marvel Mornings. That's not bad too. Marvel Mornings not bad. Like it. The thing, if I kept Marvel in the title, is that it helps with brand recognition, just to start us off. Let's see. Roderick Harrison says matinee at the box office. It's not really matinee though, right? Doesn't matinee imply like lunchtime? It kind of implies more like lunchtime, right? So, next one, and this is one of my kids. My kids like this one a lot. Breakfast at the box office. They like that a lot. Breakfast at the box office. That's an interesting one. I got 2 likes here. Breakfast at the box office. So that's what I'm actually thinking about, or a derivative of that somehow. Breakfast at the box office. That could be something interesting. Okay, so great suggestion there, Roderick. Knuckle Sandwich says Raise and Shine, which is a fun one. And I think you're not the only one who suggested that. Raise and Shine. Ninja Hologram says The Marvelous Morning Box. Okay. A little bit frenetic there. A little bit, yeah, it doesn't clearly say what we're doing here. But it's not bad. Marty McFly is here. Says Box Office Mornings, which is interesting. Oh, this one's one of my favorites. This one's one of my favorites from 10 Pound Brains. Art with a side of bacon. I like that. Art with a side of bacon. Yummy. What if he combines of this? Breakfast at the box office with a side of bacon. How about that? How about that? There you go. But maybe a few of my audience would be a little offended by that. Maybe. The next one here is from Andrew SYH. Says Sunrays Art Live. Okay. See, I know a lot of you like to play on the last name, which is a good thing to do for sure. So, from another friend of mine, Danielle Bellmuffin says, "How about Marvelous Box Office Live Stream? Marvelous. Having Marvelous in there, that's not too bad. That's not too bad." Abracamagic says James Marvelous Drawings, and then you can post all the final drawings on Instagram, which is actually a good thing to do. That's actually not a bad suggestion. Shadow Threat says start the drawing. I don't mind that either. Start the drawing. Get started. Shadow Threat also says raise the stakes. Raise the stakes. I like steaks too. That's good for breakfast. Steak and eggs. Raise the steak and eggs. How about that? Raise the steak and eggs. While I go ahead and draw Mr. Peanut's monocle here. There you go. Art with Henry says Mornings with Marvel. 011 11010 says Marvel Style, which is what it's called already. Articus 84 says Box Office Live, which, if we want it to be very simple, that's definitely one that's that makes a lot of sense, because that's what we're doing. The Box Office Live. That's what we're doing. Michael Alphin says raise your drawing game. Yeah. Joe M also has Breakfast at the Box Office. DFL Studios is Morning Show with James Reyes. That's a little simpler, and that's exactly what this is. The Morning Show with James Reyes. Swati says draw FIFA World Cup 2022. That's not really a great name. It's a little, first of all, it kind of dates it a little bit by doing 2022. And Canada got eliminated, so maybe not the best name for the morning show there, Swati. There you go. Summit Creates says daily morning art show. Okay, Muddy says. Okay, that's kind of weird. I'm not even gonna say that. The wee hour stream though, Muddy says the wee hours. So wee hour stream because we're in the wee hours of the morning. So some very interesting names there, guys. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. We're gonna take a few days to think about it. What we're gonna do. Maybe we'll take a week. Maybe we'll take a week and really, hone down on these names, get your suggestions. I will. I'm probably not going to make a poll. I'm just going to do what I feel is the best one, but your comments definitely help. Your comments definitely help. For sure. So, for example, Beerwolf says Box Office Picture Show, and Forever says I Love Bacon. That's a great name for a show. I Love Bacon. Stephen Harris says Wake and Art. Wake and Art, maybe? So we will see, my friends. We will see what we were going to call this particular show. Though tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, so I'm going to try to fix everything tonight. But tomorrow, I'm actually going to try to stream on multiple platforms. So we're going to be doing, I'm also going to try to also stream on both Instagram and TikTok, as well as Twitch at the same time. So I'm going to try to multi-stream. Here, guys, we'll see how it goes. Aside from just YouTube, so we'll see if that helps at all. So yeah, Burning the Midnight Marvel. There you go from Simon Capitillo. Art and Coffee, and Forever says yum. Waken Arts. So some great names here. Morning Drawing with James Reyes from Xavier. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I do like just streaming here every morning with you guys. It's a lot of fun. I get a lot of work done. I definitely get a lot of work done while doing that. So let's go back to your questions here, guys. We're going back to the questions here. By the way, I did finally get to see the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. It's a fun special. It's fun. Very entertaining. Very, very entertaining. Definitely worth your while, for sure. Definitely some very interesting facts that came out of that. Out of that short. So I'm liking these shorter, one shot style, specials that Marvel has been doing. I think they actually work real well. So, but very entertaining. Very, very entertaining. So let's see here. So again, guys, if you want to be a part of the show, by all means, go to the community chat and we will answer the questions there, okay? So from Shalone Carson says, what do you think about many creators, such as Hacksmith, switching their focus to YouTube join members? Is the algorithm vastly different than before? I heard many large channels saying that views are dropping. It's definitely different. As it should be, like Shalom. Like at the end of the day, all YouTube really wants is for people to stay on YouTube. That's all YouTube wants. Okay? However they get there, whether that be shorts, So, because they are realizing that people are more apt to watch what's recommended to them as opposed to their subscription feed. Okay? That wasn't the case a few years ago. But you could even ask yourself how many videos you actually watch from your subscription feed. Now, I know a lot of you do. We've discussed this earlier. Some of you said that you only go to your subscription feed, which is fine. But for the most part, most people, when they watch YouTube now, they go to their homepage and just see what's there, and whatever intrigues them in the homepage, that's what they click on and watch. So definitely, yes, it has changed a lot. Views have been dropping a lot. For me, especially. Views have been dropping a lot, and that's okay. That's okay. That's why, for YouTube, for anyone that was relying on YouTube AdSense for their revenue, it's not very smart because that comes and goes. It could be like high. You can make 5 figures one month, and then you could only make like 1,000 or 2 the other. At our level, at when you're at the a very high view level, right? So definitely changes. It's fluctuating. It changes. All we could do is to kind of keep up with it, try to figure out what YouTube wants. And that's the problem, right? Now we're not creating for people anymore. We're creating for the algorithm, because we want the algorithm to push our video out to people. Now, Mr. B said it best, the best thing to do is make content that people will watch. And then the algorithm doesn't care. All they care about is people will want to watch it, and they'll push it. So getting people to watch it. But then it got very scientific. People were starting to look at, trying to hack those things. Click-through rate, watch time, getting people to watch all the way through, adding all these gimmicks to their video so that people watch all the way through. So I would suggest there's this great video on YouTube right now. It's called the Mr. Beastification of YouTube, guys. If you guys seen that, go ahead and check that out. The Mr. Beastification of YouTube. And you watch that video and you're like, it's so true. This is YouTube today. The Mr. Beastification of YouTube. It's interesting, right? So I would suggest to you guys, anyone trying to build an audience on YouTube, the best thing to do if you want YouTube to be your career is to build an audience, build people to follow you, build people, a community of people that would be willing to support you, and then give them a product so they can support you. That's the best way right now to build, to make it a living off YouTube. It's not really trying to get millions of views in AdSense. Okay, it helps, and it keeps the lights on in my house. I'll tell you that much. It keeps the lights on, but it's actually better to build a community that you could sell product to, as opposed to, trying to rely on trying to do all these viral videos. Like, viral videos will only get you so far these days. So YouTube, it's definitely a bigger game. Like memberships, and like I said, memberships is one of those products, actually. So, a lot of these people earn a lot of money off those memberships. My buddy John Campia earns a ton of money off of memberships. Loyal fans, loyal people who are willing to support you and are willing to pay a few dollars a month to support you. And that's what memberships does. Like, memberships, it's like an in-app Patreon, right? So those people who have Patreon, and it's better. YouTube likes that better than Patreon, because it's their own app. They're not clicking off of YouTube. So I would actually suggest to anyone who is thinking about doing memberships is vastly superior to, if you're a YouTuber anyway, it's superior to Patreon, because it keeps them on the platform. It keeps your viewers on the platform. And that YouTube likes that way better. They'll support your work way better if you could keep people on YouTube. Okay? So it's definitely YouTube's a very interesting game. It really is. It really is. Because it's just like art, right? If you're here to make money, guys, if you're on YouTube just to make money, you're not gonna do well. You're gonna fail. If you're here because you genuinely like YouTube, you genuinely like creating content, you would be creating content regardless, whether you are making money or not, then do YouTube. But going in with the expectation that you're going to be making money, that you're going to be, a millionaire like some of these YouTubers here are, you're not going to last that long. Because it's hard. And it should be hard. I think anything with a big reward should be hard to do. Right? There should be a reward for sacrifice, for working your behind off, So that's why YouTube itself, it's not easy. It never will be easy. It takes long hours of work, long hours of dedication, many, many failures. That's what it takes. But that's any business. That's any profession. Are you willing to do what it takes to get where you need to be? And I've seen that. A lot of my contemporaries, I've seen how hard they work. I see them stay up hours upon hours, longer hours than me. I've seen them do that. And again, just because you stayed up a week in a row doesn't mean that people are going to watch your video. but you get a better shot than the person who doesn't, right? So YouTube, it's a very, very interesting game, my friend. Very, very interesting game. So yeah. So it doesn't surprise me, like people like Hacksmith, like people, because they can earn a lot of money. A lot of money to keep doing the content that they do, and that's the important part. So that definitely doesn't surprise me, and in fact, you know, they should be doing that. Now, the reason I don't have channel memberships is you got to be real with yourself too. My channel, a lot of the people follow my channel. Not you guys. You guys are great. If you're here, that means you know you are real watchers of mine, and I'm so appreciative of every single one of you watching here today. I know there are a lot of people who won't support that if I did that, and I'm okay with that, and that's fine, you know. So we'll see. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Peanut guy. So, yep, YouTube's a very interesting thing, and you guys know I love talking YouTube. I can talk for you about YouTube for hours upon hours. So, okay, so which brings us to our next question here. Lillian Cornelius says, on your next drawing, you should draw popular YouTubers like Dream, Technoblade, George Not Found, etc. Again, yes, it would get views. However, I'm wary about drawing YouTubers, and I explained this the other day. Mainly because you never know what that YouTube is going to do later on. Okay, you know, I don't want to look like I support. You know, if a YouTuber ends up doing something really bad later on, and then I have a drawing of them I did years before, even though it was years before, you know, I've been in that situation before, and it's not a situation I like being in. So, you know, it's not saying there's anything wrong with those guys. They're very popular, and for sure that would get me some views here and there. But for me, it's not worth it. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. Because, you know, a lot of these YouTubers, they mess up every day. We know that. Oh, morning, Maersk. Morning, sir. A lot of these YouTubers, they mess up. And I don't, you know, that's why. You know, without getting too much into it, that's why I don't draw YouTubers anymore. Like even celebrities, you never know, right? Even with celebrities, you never know. You know, with whether you agree or not with what happens to them. Like I just don't want any part of it. Like I don't need that stress in my life. It's not worth it. So let's hope you know, nothing happens to the planters guy here. Let's hope nothing happens to the planters guy. So there you go. Good morning, Maris. Good morning, my friend. Razvan wants me to draw Hanna-Barbera superheroes. Yes. We were talking about the Flintstones earlier. Definitely one that I would consider doing. Flintstones, Jetson. Who else? Was that Yogi Bear, maybe? So, we'll see. Next question from Bearwolf13 says, I have a suggestion for a piece. I like suggestions. How about doing a character original design? The character's original designs, like the original King Koopa design, the modern design Bauer or Mega Man, and Mega Man X, etc. So taking the original versions of them and then drawing them. That's an interesting idea. Like one thing I was thinking about before, you know, it was taking some of the early concept art of like all these MCU characters and then drawing them. And then maybe possibly having, you know, one of my, you know, my Marvel friends to come on and explain why they didn't go with that particular version or tell a story behind that particular version. And then I did talk to some of my Marvel friends. They told me that's probably not possible. They probably can't talk about why certain designs get rejected and stuff like that. So they told me they wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm like, okay. But that was definitely something I was thinking about doing, was taking some of these older
You know, you look in these concept art books for all these Marvel movies, which are great reads, by the way. If you guys read these concept art books, you learn a lot from them. And then seeing all the designs that got quote unquote rejected, and even not necessarily rejected, but revised, you know, and drawing those, that was definitely something I was thinking about doing. And I might still do one of these days. We'll see. Because some of them were really cool. Some of those older designs were really, really, really cool. So, good morning, Nathaniel. Good morning. Let's see here. By the way, he's my second favorite Filipino Canadian. This is from Maersk. Eric Bauza just released Stay Tuned, a doc on voiceover talent. Have you watched it anyway? Haven't watched it. Is he the voice of Bugs Bunny? Is that right? Right? The voice of Bugs Bunny is Filipino, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think that's who you're talking about, right, Maersk? Yes, that's right. That's right. No, I haven't seen the doc, but I definitely do want to watch it. Is that on Netflix? That'd be interesting to watch for sure. Bugs Bunny is Filipino, guys. Bugs Bunny is Filipino. He uses a tabo. Filipinos laughing crazily. Oh, it's on CBC Gem. Oh, really? I'm surprised you even know what CBC Gem is there, Maersk. I'm surprised you even know what that is. CBC is a Canadian station here. It's government run Canadian station. It's called CBC Gem. So it's like their streaming service, but it's free. It's free, so that means I can watch it. There you go. That means I can watch it. So that's pretty cool. That's cool. It's always good to see when Filipinos are doing well. So definitely want to check that out for sure. There you go. Okay, so next question here. Lulian again says at the end of the year, can you do a drawing? But all the subscribers' ideas. I was thinking about doing something like that, Lulian. So stay tuned. We'll see. You know, I was thinking about, you know, I do want to do that Lego video. Even though none of my Lego videos are doing well, I do want to do that Lego video where you guys create a creation out of Lego and then I'm going to draw it. So I actually had a few submissions for those, and they actually look really cool. They look really cool. So that excites me. We'll probably do that in the next few weeks or so. By the way, Thomas colored the Ben 10 drawing for the other day. It actually looks really cool, guys. I'm super excited for that video. I might work on that video next, just because I was really happy with the job he did. It looks really cool. Looks really, really, really cool. You guys will like it a lot. Okay, so this is the planters guy. Muscular peanut. Muscular peanut. There you go. Comic Book Bob, my buddy Comic Book Bob, says it's called Turning Out Better Than Expected. You got to add the Quaker Oat Pilgrim. Yeah, maybe. For sure. I was definitely thinking about the Quaker Oat Pilgrim. For sure. We'll see if I have time for it. Okay, Bob? We'll see if I have time for that. So, anywho, let me just add a couple more details to this. So, he does have eyeballs. There you go. Okay, so that's good enough for now. Okay, let's go to the other side here. So that's the Peanut Man. Which one should I draw next, guys? Should I do Kool-Aid next? Should I do the Kool-Aid guy next? No, I do kind of want the Kool-Aid guy like bigger. So let me ask you guys, who should I draw next here, guys? Who should I draw next? Here, give me your suggestions in the live chat, guys. Go ahead. If I can find the live chat. Where's the live chat? There it is. Hello, Sword. How are you, my friend? How are you? Good to see you. He's a sword. You know, it's always interesting when you see someone with a check mark pop up in your feed. So I want to see what kind of content you do, my friend, a sword. Let's see. A sword. Let's see. But hello, welcome, my friend. Welcome. And, let's see here. Oh, Oh, it's Spanish, my friend. So you do a lot of let's see, are these comic reviews, my friend? These comic reviews? Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Very cool work, man. Very, very cool. Very cool. I wish I could speak Spanish. I guess I can listen to. Is it in English, my friend? Is your stuff in English, my friend? Very, very cool. Great work. Great thumbs, man. Great thumbs. Very, very cool. Good stuff. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. A sword. So guys, check out a sword, especially if you can speak Spanish. There you go. So who should I draw next, guys? So we got Keebler Elf. That's not bad. That's not bad. The Kool-Aid guy. Nathaniel goes, when am I going to the Bahamas? I'd like to go to the Bahamas. What's between the Pringle guy and Mr. Peanut? Muddy says that is the Pepsi Man. Pepsi Man. There you go. Oh, Simon agreed. Pepsi Man. There you go. The Keebler Elf. That's a pretty good one too. We did the Keebler Elf. Yeah, I don't want to do a girl right now. Let's do a dude here. Question is which one? So I could do the Keebler Elf. That would be interesting. Keebler Elf. Because I can see the Keebler Elf is like one of the smaller characters, right? That's not bad. Keebler Elf's not bad. How about we will be doing the Kool-Aid guys, but I want him bigger. So him and the Green Giant, we're gonna be doing both of those, and I want them a little bit bigger. So let's do it. The California Raisin Girl. We will do that girl a little bit later. We'll do that a little bit later. I'm kind of liking the Keebler Elf. I do want one more dude. We also have Mr. Clean. We could definitely do Mr. Clean. Though I think Mr. Clean would look better on the other side because we have the Pillsbury Doughboy here. And Mr. Clean is also a very is white clothes. So and like Michelin Man would be about the same. Be the same type of thing. So let's try I'm kind of liking the Keebler Elf. We could draw him small. Keebler Elf. We could definitely do that. Let me just look up a few more here, guys. Again, this is what happens when you don't plan. You're just kind of looking for it. So brand mascots. Let's see here. Definitely because Quaker guys are kind of the same boat, right? The Quaker guys is he white as well? I think so. Something a little bit more. Let's see here. Though I am kind of liking Mr. Clean. You do Keebler Elf and Mr. Clean. Because the Raisin I want to put on the other side. I definitely want to put the other side. So, let's see here. Because, we have the animal ones, and I kind of don't want to do the animal ones, because they're not, We'll see. Maybe... Okay, let's start with the Keebler Elf, and then we'll add to it, okay? Start with the Keebler Elf. Okay, we're going to do the Keebler Elf here. I didn't leave room for the M&M guys. The M&M guys. Because we also got the Hershey's chocolate dude. Oh, we got the Big Pen guy. We got the Big Pen guy. Oh, I like the Big Pen guy. I like the Big Pen guy. I like him. All right. Let's see here. Okay, let's do... okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do the Keebler Elf, and then we're going to do the Big Pen guy, okay? That's what we're going to do. Let's do the Keebler Elf first, okay? We're going to do the Keebler Elf. The funny thing about brands is, you don't know how universally known they are. So, for example, I don't know how many people here have never heard of the Keebler Elf. You haven't heard of the Keebler Elf. Because that's very, it could be very niche, Keebler Elf. So. right, just give me a second here, guys. I'm just pushing this over so I could get my reference going here. So that's what we're going to do. Keebler Elf. And then the other one. Okay. Okay, so let's go here. Let's see. Xavier R doesn't want me to add the pen guy, but the pen guy looks cool. I'm liking him. So, okay, well, we're just going to go ahead and do this. Okay? So anyway, okay, let's get going, guys. Apologies, I'm just trying to get the reference here. So let's definitely do the Keebler Elf. Here, the Keebler Elf small. Right above my head. Right above my head. We go ahead and draw the Keebler Elf here. He's gonna be like when we drew yesterday, when we drew for Mario, when we drew the mushroom character. It's gonna be like that. Let's go ahead and draw this elf here. So this is going to be fun. Okay, so while we were doing that, what can we talk about here? One second before I keep going. Okay, let's get to the news of the day. All right, let's get to the news of the day. See if there's any entertainment news here today. So a couple of things. Number one, Glass Onion. You guys didn't know Glass Onion is the Knives Out sequel. It is actually returning to theaters. And that's interesting. Okay, so Glass Onion, it's a Netflix show, right? So they paid, how much money did they pay to Rian Johnson? They paid him like a ton, like hundreds of millions of dollars to do these Knives Out movies for Netflix. And they started off with a very small release. Okay, over Thanksgiving. They started with a very small release over Thanksgiving, and the movie made about $15 million over that period. So it actually, it did better than a lot of the other movies that were out at that time. So it made a lot of money. So they're saying now that they're going to be bringing it back in theaters, but not till after it hits Netflix at the end of December, right? Well, you know what? It will help them recoup that money. Like Netflix has been spending tons and tons of money, right? Which is a very interesting thing about business itself, right? The Netflix model, and then all these businesses. You always hear about. You always hear about these corporations and businesses avoiding taxes. It's not that they're avoiding taxes, okay? It's like they're using the tax breaks that are available to them, okay? As a business owner, I understand. I understand what that means, right? You are allowed to write off, okay? You are allowed to write off anything that is associated with your business, okay? So, for example, for me, the pens I use, right? All these pens that I use here, I could write that off in my taxes because I use them to make money. Okay? My camera equipment, I could write that off. Okay? So just to give you an example, so just say I made $1,000, right? $1,000. I tell the government I made $1,000, but I spent $900, or I spent $100 on the camera. So I tell the government, I say, okay, I made $1,000, but I spent $100 on this camera. So the government says, okay, that means you only really made $900. So instead of taxing you on the $1,000, I'm taxing you on the $900 instead. Okay. So what a lot of these companies do is make it look like they make no money. You ever heard that Amazon, you ever heard that Netflix doesn't make any money, that they're in deep debt? They're like billions of dollars in debt, or millions of dollars in debt. Technically, they are in debt. Technically, they are. If you look at their numbers, yes, they are in debt. Okay, yes, they do owe lots of money. However, if they wanted to pay off that debt, they could. They have enough cash to pay off that debt and make a profit. They have enough cash. But they make it look like they have that debt so they don't have to pay taxes. That's how they get around it. That's how they get around it. Well, that's just the system. That's the way the system is built. You know, there are these guys, you hear these billionaires that, like there's this one billionaire I listened to, and he owed, I think $30,000 in taxes or something like that. Crazy. So you know what he did at the end of the year? He bought a plane. He bought a plane. It's a write-off. A plane. He said, I'm buying this plane because I needed it to get around to my business meetings and all that. So he justified it. That he needed the plane. He needed the plane for his business. And he's able to write that off. Now, if you and I could afford a plane, we could do that too. We could do that too. Right? And then he didn't have to pay taxes anymore. Because that went way over. That covered his taxes for the next few years, the amount of money he paid for that plane. So, business, very, very interesting thing. And again, I always say this, guys. I always say this. And that's right. Darkseid Alpha says, makes sense. Netflix is still creating and hosting many new shows. That's right. That's why they put so many billions of dollars into shows, right? You look up how much money, and maybe one of you could check this, find out for me. How much money does Netflix put into making original content? That's all write-offable. They could write that whole thing off. Why was DC able to cancel Batgirl? Why did they bother canceling Batgirl? Because it's a write-off for them. It comes off in the taxes. So now they could say to the government, hey, we lost $90 million, so we didn't make $90 million anymore. So they don't have to pay any taxes. Right? That's why. That's right, exactly. Beowulf's exactly right. That's why they cancel shows. Because it's cheaper on their end. So that's business, guys. Now, we're creatives. And at the end of this, I guess the point for me saying this is that this is the part that we, for the most part, we don't like. I hate it. Okay? I hate it. I hate business. I don't like asking you guys for money. I don't. Now, I know a lot of you guys are willing to support me. Like, I had people message me like, James, we want to send you, how do we support you? I send me money. I appreciate that. For sure. But I hate asking you guys for money because it's, I am not a business guy. I'm definitely not a business person. But as artists, if you want to be an artist for a living, you have no choice. You have to learn business. You have to figure, especially guys, especially if you want to be a YouTuber, a lot of you guys want to be YouTubers, you got to know business. And there is learning on the job, but you could lose tons of money if you're trying to learn on the job. And that's the unfortunate part, Like my buddy Apple, he's an amazing businessman. Amazing businessman. And I know artists who are amazing business people. I was not one. My wife actually was the much better business person than I am. Right? She did all the negotiating and all that stuff. But negotiating contracts, even, you know what, you guys, even when you start, if you work for a company, if you work for a video game company, you still have to negotiate your contracts. You still have to try to get as much money as you can. You still have to, make it worth your while to work for these companies. You can't work for these companies for free. You have to figure it out. You have to negotiate. And that's the unfortunate part of life. We all need to learn how to do business. People always say, and you hear a lot of these business gurus, you hear them all say, just hire people to do that for you. Well, that's all well and good if you have money. That's well and good if you have money. But if you don't have any money, you have to do that yourself. They say hire somebody to clean your toilets, hire somebody to wash your dishes, all well and good. But when you're starting off, you don't have that money. You need to do that yourself. You need to do the grunt work yourself. You need to clean the toilet yourself until you can earn enough where you can get people to do those things. I would love to have my editors with me. I would love to have, Mark and Joe with me again. But, it came to the point where I just couldn't afford them anymore. Or what I could afford to pay, it would be insulting that I couldn't pay them. You know what I mean? So now I got to do those things myself, which I don't mind. I actually like, I was editing the other day and I actually like it. It is actually very fun for me. It is very fun for me to do that. But it's a part as artists we don't like. It's the business aspect of everything. One day I'll tell you guys how I negotiate contracts and stuff like that. Not today, but definitely it's something you need to think about. Something we want to avoid. I know it's something that a lot of us want to avoid. We want to avoid doing the business part, but we got no choice. Because you don't want to be taken advantage of as well. It's hard. Well, one guy I watch in terms of business, The Future. There's a YouTube channel called The Future, Futur, Future, and they give a lot of great advice on negotiating contracts for graphic designers. It's actually really, really interesting the way they approach it. So let's see here. So that's business. That's business. How did I get to talking about business? We were talking about Glass Onion. That's what we were talking about. So that's why it's good to see that it's going to get more theater release. I'm actually excited to watch it. I haven't seen the first Knives Out movie. I haven't seen that. So maybe that's something I'll watch in the next couple weekends before watching that movie. So yeah, okay. So next story here is that Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon has wrapped. Have you guys heard of Rebel Moon? So Zack Snyder, director of Justice League, the Snyder Cut, Man of Steel, Watchmen. Okay, I worked on Watchmen. You guys know that I worked on Watchmen. That was the first movie I ever worked on. Was Watchmen. He has a new show coming out for Netflix, and it's called Rebel Moon. Okay, is that a movie? I think it's a movie. Let me see how they explain it here. Let's see here. How did they explain Rebel Moon? Sounds really interesting here. It's dubbed his version of Star Wars. That's right. It's Zack Snyder's Star Wars. That's why it sounds very, very, very interesting. Zack Snyder's Star Wars. So, let's see here. Let's read this. The story of a colony on the edge of the galaxy that is threatened by the armies of the tyrannical regent Belisarius, played by Ed Skrein. In a desperate attempt, the civilians send out a young woman, Sofia Boutella. Love Sofia Boutella. She's great. She was the Mummy. You guys remember? She's the Mummy. And I actually, I remember her because, my friend Christian interviewed her on their Smosh No show a while ago. So it's great to see her in there. To seek warriors from other planets to fight tyrannical armies. Okay, that sounds cool. And also includes Anthony Hopkins, Charlie Hunnam, Jaimon Hansu. Who else here? Carrie Ewis, Ray Fisher, Corey Stoll, Alfonso Herrera, Michael Huisman, Cleopatra Coleman, Stuart Martin, Kingston Foster, and other people that I don't know. Sounds interesting. Sounds very cool. But it's very interesting to see, with these new franchises, is like, how well will they do? How well will they do? Because these days, the only ones that really make money, it's not the original stuff, of course. It's all the franchises that make money. So we'll see how this one does. It's very rare that something new comes along that does well, Like, I'd say Knives Out is one of the few that were original that people love and can make all these sequels to. So let's see here. Shooting began in April. Snyder co-wrote the film with 300 co-writer Kurt Johnstad and Army of the Dead co-writer Shay Hatton. Very cool. Very cool. It looks interesting. And he put out like just a little motion graphic of one of the characters there. So very interested to see what this is. Very interested. I always like Zack style. I always like Zack Snyder's style. I like the Snyder Cut a lot. I really enjoy the Snyder Cut. But something about Zack, he likes long films. He really, really, really likes long films. He likes making like 3-4 hour epics. And usually when the studios tell him to cut it down, that's when he faces problems. That's when the trouble starts, when the studios tell him, okay, you get, this movie's like 4 hours long. You got to cut it down to 2. And then he has to figure that out. I didn't realize the gravity of that until I worked on Watchmen. Because Watchmen, there were a bunch of shots that we worked on, and a lot of them got cut out of the movie for time. And then watching it back, I was like, yeah, you probably didn't need those certain scenes. Like, you see that. But when you see something you worked on getting cut, you're like, oh, that shot was cut. I remember working on that shot. So is this Keebler elf looking a little muscularly? Looking a little muscularly. There you go. So it looks interesting. Looks like a very, very interesting movie there. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah. Let's see here. Anything else? So we got a new John Wick 4 poster. Let's take a look at that. What does that look like? I want to see it. What does it look like? It's just John Wick's face. It's a high-res John Wick face. I'm sold already. You know how many times I watched the ending to John Wick 3? Just watching that ending where he's like, are you mad, John? You want revenge, John? And then John looks up, he's like, yeah. And then every time I'm like, yes! Get him! Get him, John! Go get him. So super excited for John Wick 3. I wish it came out. It was supposed to come out this year, right? John Wick 3. I was actually trying to time my Keanu Reeves video with the release of the John Wick movie. But then we realized it wasn't coming out this year, so I was like, let's just release it. And then my video tanked. So thanks Keanu for tanking my video. So, you know what I also found out, guys? Like a lot of my YouTube videos, they're slow burns. They're definitely slow burns. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see here. We're going ahead and keep working on this elf here. Elf with muscles. go. It's a little coffee time. I feel like I could use a coffee. Yes. I can feel like I could use a little coffee. Who loves coffee? I love coffee. You know, one of the things talking about creator brands, like Emma Chamberlain has been killing it with her coffee brand. You know, even I want to try it, but I looked it up, and the shipping's pretty crazy. The shipping and the price of the coffee, it's pretty crazy. You know, when I was in Bali, I tried the poop coffee. Have you heard of that? The poop coffee? I tried it. It's not bad. I will admit. Look up Bali poop coffee. Bali poop coffee. I actually tried it. It's like one of the most expensive coffees in the world or something like that. I tried it, and it was quite good. The poop coffee, guys. It's yummy. Poop coffee. Yeah, again, miss Bali a lot. Hopefully I'll go back there again one day soon with the kids. Bring them to Bali. Have a wonderful time. Keebler Elf. Who likes cookies, by the way, guys? Who here likes cookies? What is your favorite cookie? Let me ask you that. A lot of you guys are international. A lot of you guys are not from around here. So I'm going to ask you guys, what is your favorite cookie? Okay, tell me in the chat, guys. What is your favorite cookie? Darkseed Alpha says, do you take your coffee only black or with cream? Yes. You've been watching my streams before. I grew up, the way my dad taught me how to drink coffee was with milk. So not even with cream, with milk. So that's how I would have my coffee for the longest time. I would drink coffee with milk, no sugar. You know, I was told coffee with sugar, it's not coffee anymore. It's dessert. It's dessert. I remember a time one of my best friends, he used to drink coffee 4 and 4. So 4 creams, 4 sugar. Like, where's the coffee? There's no coffee in there. No coffee. So, yes. Let's see. Mechanoid likes chocolate chip cookie. Definitely chocolate chip. You can't go wrong with the classics. Chocolate chip cookie. Mario likes dark chocolate cookies. Yummy. Yummy. How about a brand of cookies? Do you guys have a specific brand? Like Lay likes Oreo cookies and peanut butter cookies. I actually like peanut butter cookies too, but you know, again, can't have it because my kids are allergic. Allergies. Let's see here. Evan Anderson says, my grandpa was a World War II vet. His coffee was darker than a black hole. No, I will drink black coffee for sure. I will drink black coffee. I don't mind black coffee at all. I actually like black coffee. I could use some right now, actually. I'll be honest with you guys. I could use a little coffee. A little bit more tired. I actually fell asleep on the couch last night, guys. I think we were watching something, and I just fell asleep on the couch. The next thing I know, I woke up. My kids put a blanket around me. And I fell asleep. Pecan Sandies from Darkseed Alpha. Where are you in the world, Darkseed Alpha? Pecan Sandies. I'm not even sure what that is. Bearwolf is absolutely right. Bearwolf 13. Subway has fantastic cookies. I like Subway cookies. I like the macadamia nut cookies at Subway. I'm a big fan of the macadamia nut cookies at Subway. I think they're pretty yummy. Yeah. Let's see here. Any coffee cookie, Brevin says, like a caramel macchiato cookie. Yeah, yum. And Mario likes macchiato coffee. I like a good macchiato also. I can't right now. Definitely on the diet. I might break the diet just a little bit this week, guys. It's my daughter's birthday week. My daughter is birthdaying up. So we might go to one of those hibachi restaurants. I Think about doing that. It'd be a lot of fun. So I've never been to one before, so I'll let you guys know what the experience is like. Hibachi. Though speaking of which, you know what came up on my timeline yesterday? What came up on my timeline was last year. One of my very good friends, Dr. Masaki. You guys know Dr. Masaki. He does all the fun visual effects you see in my videos. He went to Dubai. And he went to CZN Burak's restaurant. If you guys know CZN Burak, extremely popular on TikTok and Instagram. He's the smiling chef, right? He's the smiling chef. And he went to his restaurant. And he showed them the drawing I did of Burak as Iron Man. And then they did this whole performance for me. For me, they put my name on a bread. They put James Ray's on a bread. They held it up, and then they played this really cool song and stuff, and apparently they had a fantastic dinner. So that was really funny. If you actually watch, I think I put it up on my Instagram. I put a video up. So that was about a year ago today. That showed up on my stream. I thought that was hilarious. Now, Burak wasn't there, but they did say, if ever I was in Dubai, to call them up and say, come see us. So there you go. I don't know if they have good cookies there or not, though. I'm not sure. I'm not sure they have good cookies. Let's see here. Do you like underbake or crisp cookies? I'm not sure about those. Cup had a DLC about cookies. All right. Thank you, Mario. It's not her birthday yet. Very soon. Very soon. I'll let you guys know. So we're gonna hopefully have a good time. We're gonna have a good time with the family. So excited for those times. So, yeah. So, love the cookies, my friend. Love the cookies. I think in Canada here, like, Dad's Cookies is pretty popular. Dad's Cookies. Pretty yummy. But, of course, you have your Chips Ahoy. You know, it's your standard corporate cookies there. I don't mind a good Chips Ahoy cookie. As we say in Philippines, Chips Ahoy! I like a good cookie here and there. All right. Was Scooby Snacks ever a thing? I'm not sure. You know, one thing I liked was, from my wrestling fans here, I used to like Slim Jims. You guys remember Slim Jims? Snap it to a Slim Jim. Snap it to a Slim Jim. Okay, so we're coming down to the end of this Keebler Elf here. Because I do want to move on and do other things. It's about 7 o'clock right now. So, again, these are going pretty fast. Like, these aren't the most, the hardest things in the world to draw, Look, guys, I'm drawing right above my head. Look at that. Drawing right above my head. So there you go. Let's see here. Wrestlers would make a great drawing there, Simon, for sure. I did promise you guys we would be doing a wrestling one sooner than later. So we'll see. We'll see how we feel. So again, again, guys, like this is the last day we're working on this one. What's today? Sunday. So we will be doing something brand new tomorrow. So let me know, guys. What do you want me to draw tomorrow in tomorrow's stream? Let me know what you would like to do. So or something completely brand new. So I am going to be working on the Ben 10 video today, though. Guys, I'm going to try to get that done. This one actually took me longer than I thought it would. This Keebler Elf here. kind of took a little bit longer than I thought. Took a little bit longer. And he's got curly toes, guys. Is he curly toes? Okay, I'll work on the feet later. There you go. WWF, WCW, ECW, NWA, ROH, AEW. Too many companies! That's too many for just 2 days, guy. One at a time. Okay, so, anyway. Just erase this. Just to see if there's like a few last minute things. I'll probably go back and then add a few more to this a little bit later on. So let's see here. Thruster D wants me to say hi. Well, hello there. In the words of Obi-Wan, well, hello there. What did you guys think of Obi-Wan, by the way? What did you think of the show Obi-Wan? I think the issue with me was I came in with such high expectations. Like Deborah Chow. Very Canadian, by the way, Deborah Chow. You know, she did like some of my favorite episodes of The Mandalorian, so I had such high expectations for Obi-Wan. At the end of the day, it was okay. It was okay, but did it meet my expectations? Not really. It was fine. Mario said it right. It was fine. It was there. You know, it was there. You know, some people were doing like these re-edits of it, like fan edits. And they were saying it worked better. I started watching one. I didn't finish it, you know. So, it disrupts the continuity a tad bit. A tad? It's a tad bit. I think a lot. But it is what it is. So. Does the Keebler Elf have eyes? He does. So I'm going to go ahead and draw eyes. And he has eyebrows. So I got to draw eyebrows. Dark Alpha sees that generally liked it, but the pacing was unusual. I agree. I'll agree with that. For sure. Beowulf wants me to draw a list of the longest reigning World Wrestling Champions, like Bruno Sammartino, Luthez, Vern Gagne, Jack Briscoe, Hogan, Roman Reigns, etc. Interesting. I think if I'm going to do one first, a wrestling one first, I think I'm going to do the Bloodline first. Mainly because, you know, you're going to have some of those famous wrestlers in the world in that piece. You're going to have The Rock in there, right? The Rock, Roman Reigns, Rikishi. Yokozuna, like a whole Bloodline piece. It's like the Bloodline Endgame. That's what that would be. But The Rock would be in there, so that makes it a little bit more interesting to me. So Haku, yeah. So I might do that sooner than later. Because it sounds like a lot of fun. To do that type of piece. Okay, Keebler Elf's done. Now let's go ahead, and I'm going to draw the, let's go ahead and draw, I think I want to do the Big Pen guy. Now, somebody just said stick to food. I don't know if I want to just stick to food. That's not fun. Because I also want to add Mr. Clean if I can. I want to add Mr. Clean here. Let's go ahead and draw the Big Pen dude. I'm going to draw the Big Pen dude. You guys use big pens? I like the Big Pen dude because it's just like a ball. It should be quick. All right? If you don't like the Big Pen dude, should be quick. Oh, who's this dude? What's this guy's name again? Who's the guy with the wearing the flannel? You know what would be a lot of fun? If we did NBA mascots. I think that would be a lot of fun. NBA mascots. You know, I think NBA mascots are actually more recognizable than NFL mascots, because NFL, it's very, you know, of course, super popular. The NFL, super popular, of course, number one sport in the U.S. NFL. However, NBA is way more international. The NBA is way more international. So, in that sense, in a worldwide sense, the NBA is much more, you know, I won't say it has a more diverse audience, a bigger audience than the NFL. Though, you know, the NFL, does have, if I wanted like a good viewership in the US, then NFL would be interesting. So that'd be an interesting one to do too, if we did like NBA mascots. Let me just write that down, by the way. I want to see what the NBA mascot, before I go ahead and draw this Big Pen guy. NBA mascots. It's this first thing that pops up. How much do NBA mascots make? I don't want to know. NBA mascots. NBA mascots. You know. I gotta, of course, have the raptor. They're all animals. Well, you got the Phoenix Suns gorilla there, right? They're pretty much all animals, though, right? For the most part. You got the Benny the Bull. Of course, Benny the Bull. That could be interesting. This could be fun. That could be fun, man. That could be fun. Baseball was more worldwide than the NFL too. I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. So. Yeah, I'm just looking at the mascots here, guys. That's interesting. Let me look at the NFL mascots. Let's see. Because, you know, if I was going to do a mascot then, guys, if I was going to do a mascot, does soccer have mascots? You guys can tell me. I'm not a big soccer fan, so you guys can tell me. Does soccer have big mascots? So, like, the NFL actually has some pretty cool mascots. I won't lie. They actually do have some pretty cool mascots. If I want to build my American audience, I would definitely do one of these. But we could start with basketball. But anyway, a little off topic there. Let's go back. We're gonna go ahead and draw. Let's go Big Pen dude. Big. And no, there's a couple of reasons why I'm doing the Big Pen mascot. Number one is because he's yellow. So it actually will balance the drawing out a little bit. Because Mr. Peanut here is yellow. Okay, so you look at it this way. Yellow, blue, red, white, blue, and then yellow again. And then maybe I'll do the Sun-Made Raisin Girl. She's red here. And we could do something like that. So let's go ahead and draw this Big Pen dude. This shouldn't take that long. Shouldn't take that long. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. So we'll try that. Yeah, I need to do the Affleck duck. First of all, good to see you, Christopher. Good to see you. Affleck! Didn't Gilbert Gottfried do the voice of the Affleck bird? Affleck! So don't worry, guys. The Kool-Aid guy's coming. He's coming. So we're just drawing a whole bunch of these other ones first. Kool-Aid man's coming. So we also want to draw the green giant stuff. It's 7 o'clock. You know, we're actually flying through these. Like so far today, we started at 5, so we did how many? We did 4 characters so far. Affleck. There you go. Yeah. Affleck. Let's see here. So yeah, we could do a bloodline drawing tomorrow. That would be fun. Enjoy drawing the Rock again for the umpteenth time. Umpteenth time. How many times are you going to draw the Rock, James? Or then to draw Roman Reigns? I've never drawn Roman Reigns before. That'd be a first. Never drawn Roman Reigns before. You could draw Sami Zayn in there too. But here's the issue with drawing Veriusi. That's right, Beowulf. Here's the problem with drawing Sami Zayn in there, man. I think he's out of the bloodline. I think, right? I think Rumble he's going out. I think they're leading up to it, man. They're leading up to him leaving. So, you know, you want to add Sammy to this drawing. You absolutely want to add Sammy to this drawing, but then this drawing could be irrelevant in a few months. That's the thing, right? You know, so I could just call the drawing like the Inoue family, though the bloodline is more, you know, it's definitely the more marketable of the names, right? The Inoue family. Because then technically I will actually just do the family, right? The real family. But, you know, you kind of want to add Sammy Uso in there, don't you? You want to add Sammy Uso in there, right, EDC? Kind of want to. So we'll see, guys. We'll see, guys. Now, I know some of you aren't wrestling fans. You know, I get it, for sure. But you're hopefully one of the Rock fans. You're hopefully a Rock fans. So that will hopefully bring in the regular folk, as we say, the Rock fans. Because I think Sami Uso, they're gonna turn on him, man. They're turning on him next month. Because they're setting up something for WrestleMania. You know that. They're setting up something, whether it be Sammy and Kevin versus the Usos at WrestleMania. I think that's probably the job. I think that's probably where they're going with that. Sammy and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. But I'll admit, I want to see Sammy versus Roman Reigns. I want to see it. I actually think that's the main event for Montreal. The Montreal Elimination Chamber match. Guys, I was looking up Elimination Chamber tickets the other day. I was looking up Elimination Chamber tickets because it's in Montreal. Montreal's roughly around a 5-hour drive from where I live. Okay? So I was actually looking into it. Like the nosebleeds tickets for that, they're like $300 each. For the nosebleeds. Like, so expensive, man. It's for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. It's like, it's too much. I don't know. I'll just watch on that. I don't want to pay because of course I can bring my whole family. So that's I'm spending like $2,000 at least to go to Elimination Chamber if that's the case, right? Yeah, like not in this recession. No siree, Bob. I have the WWE Network. I could just watch it here. But yeah, that's the rumored main event for that. It's either going to be Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, or it's going to be Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns. I kind of want to see Sammy. I want to see Sammy. There. So we'll see. Anyway, guys, that's a bit much wrestling talk. I know a lot of you don't follow wrestling, so pardon me. But again, hopefully you're Rock fans. Hopefully you're rock fans then. So, there you go. I don't know what the most I would. Hey, Darkseed Apple threw in a giant super chat. Thank you very much, Darkseed Apple. Alpha, I appreciate that. You threw in a $20 super chat. You're a great inspiration, James. Keep on going. Well, you're my inspiration, Darkseed Apple. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And that's a giant super chat there. So thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate that, my friend. Thank you so much. There you go. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Doing my best, my friends. Doing my best, especially with these morning shows. This is, what I like about these morning shows, guys? You know what I like about it? It's a challenge for me. Like, what can I talk about for 3-4 hours straight without a guest? Okay? Without being a gigantic movie buff. Without sounding repetitive. It's a fun challenge for me. What can I talk about? So that's why you guys play such an important role, because you guys give me the questions that I need to talk about. That helps me get through these streams while I'm drawing. So it's just not me drawing. Now, I know a lot of you just like watching drawing, which is fine. Just turn off the sound. Put on your own music and go for it, my friends. Go for it. So, Bearwolf says it was in the middle section of WrestleMania 28 in Miami for a decent price. Like, a part of me really wanted to go to LA for WrestleMania Hollywood next year. But the problem is you have to buy 2 tickets. You have to buy both nights. WWE, for those of you who don't know, they do, it's 2 nights now. WrestleMania is 2 nights. You can't go one without the other. You have to go both nights, especially going to travel all the way to LA. And if each ticket is $400, that's $800 a person. I'm spending at least $10,000 on that trip, at least. Now, is it worth it to watch The Rock versus Roman Reigns? Maybe. But again, maybe not in this economy. That sounds like a very rich guy talk, Definitely not a rich guy. So, can we talk about Bruno? We don't talk about Bruno, no. We don't talk about Bruno. Should I do it in Kanto, in the Marvel style, guys? Should I do it in Kanto? A little late for that. I think we're a little late for Kanto in a Marvel style. That would have been like last year. Oh boy. Stuff was way more affordable back in 2012. Of course, my friend. Let's see here. Have I watched Will Smith's Emancipation trailer? It was not until I watched the ET review that I learned the story about the photo from the Civil War slave. Scars on the back. I have not. And it all depends on your opinions of Will Smith at this time, I don't know how I feel about Will Smith. A little indifferent. No, I'm upset at Will Smith. You know why? Because I wanted to do a rock style video about Will Smith. Like the video I did with The Rock and with Keanu Reeves. I wanted to do one with Will Smith. I really did. Because there were so many things I could have done. I probably could have done one now too. And at the end, that'd be funny. At the end, I would have the drawing, and I'm on stage at the Oscars, and he comes up and he slaps me. I could have done that. That would have been funny. I'm definitely not the first person to do all Will Smith's roles before. I saw a guy on TikTok. He actually did that. He painted all of his roles, all the roles on a wall. And then Will Smith actually replied. He did a duet with it. He's like, yeah, that's nice. Send it over. He was like that. Yeah, send it on over, man. He's like that. He painted it on this giant wall. Right? So, look, I was a huge Will Smith fan growing up. And it's just unfortunate what happened. I wasn't there. I wasn't in the moment. So, I think what he did was wrong. But at the same time, I'm not smart enough to deal with this. I'm not smart enough to deal with that stuff. So let them figure that out. Will that stop me from watching a Will Smith movie though? Probably not. But you know that type of movie, you know, that emancipation movie that he has coming out. Not my kind of movie. I don't like watching heavy movies like that, guys. Like, you know, I've seen Schindler's List in theaters. You know, I don't like movies like that. I don't. They're important. You know, they show you realities. They show you history. But when I go to the movies, I want to have a good time. I want to enjoy myself. I don't want to cry. I don't want to, you know, have deep thoughts. I don't want to come out of a movie thinking, why is the world like this? You know what I mean? I don't like watching movies like that. I don't like watching heavy movies like that. I want to go in and I want to laugh and I want to have fun. And then, you know, those are, I love comedies, right? I absolutely love comedies. I would say that comedies, you know, that's the one thing I prefer to watch a comedy in a movie theater than at home. That's one of those ones where I really would rather watch a comedy because laughter is contagious. And when you're in a room full of people just cracking up and laughing, it makes the movie like 10 times better. 10 times better. So, probably won't watch that movie. Like I'll give you an example. Like one movie that I think he did a fantastic job on, Will Smith, The Pursuit of Happiness. The Pursuit of Happiness, you know, incredible movie. I thought it was a great movie. But I hate watching people struggle like that, you know? I hate watching people, you know, in dark situations like that. Like they're homeless, he's with his son, especially ones I can relate to, right? You know, he's with his son, they're in the homeless shelter, and he's giving him a bath in the bath, like stuff like that. Like, oh, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that. Give me Austin Powers any day of the week. Austin Powers, man. Give me a good time at the movies. That's what I want. I want to laugh at the movies. I want to enjoy myself at the movies. That's what I want. That's what I want. So anyway, okay, we're coming down to the end of the Big Pen Dude. Big Pen Dude. So anyway, yep, that's the sad reality of life for sure. I just don't want to watch it. You know what I mean? Of course, I know that's there. Of course, I know that's there. You know, and of course, you do your best to help. You donate. You do the best you can to help. I that's not how I'd like to spend my Friday evening, watching homeless people. You know what I mean? In the movies, right? Now, it is a feel-good story. Like, at the end, he triumphs. At the end, you know, he gets that job at the end. At the end, it's a great motivational story that he was able to achieve what he did from being homeless. That's fantastic. It's a great message. It's just when you're watching it happen, it's like, oh, you know, your heart kind of hurts, you know? You know, again, things like Schindler's List, important stories, very important stories. Amazing movie. I watched the movie. Amazing movie. Would I ever watch it again? No, I would never watch that movie again. Because that movie's like, it's one of those movies that's kind of burned in your mind. What was going on? Never watch it again. But it's a fantastic movie. You know what I mean? Put that under movies I will never ever watch again in my life. But you got the message, you know, and you learned from the message, and you want to understand. You have a better understanding of the people at that time. But I would never watch it again, right? So, or if I watch it again, I'll just fast forward to all the good parts. I would just fast forward to all the good parts. Or the parts where they get success. You know what I mean? Just fast forward to the success parts. You know, because for example, too, right? For example, too, like just say they were ever to make a movie on me, right? In my life, of course, what happened to my family and my wife, that has to be a big part of the story. And I would never watch that part. I would never watch that part, right? I would watch the success part, but I would never watch that part of my story. I would never want to relive that. You know what I mean? It's too real. So, anyway, sorry. That was my little movie rant for today. My little movie rant for today. There you go. Dolph doesn't like movies where the bad guys win. Yeah. It depends on how they win. Depends on how they win. So, anyway, Beowulf watches anything except musicals. Well, you and I are on different pages, my friend. I love me a good musical. I love me a good musical. Woo! You guys know that. Love musicals. Hello, Elijah. How you doing, my friend? Love musicals. Oh, man. Greatest Showman. I love The Greatest Showman. I still have that downloaded on my phone. Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Wow, wow. Love musicals. Absolutely love them. Can't get enough. Now, if that's not your cup of tea, that's totally cool. And I understand that. Like some people that just takes them out when people just start singing and dancing, you know. Lay Up, of course, I love that musical, by the way. The Andrew Garfield one. What's it called again? I mean, what was that called again? What was that musical called again? It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm singing all the songs in my head. Tick Tick Boom. Thank you very much. Thank you. I can't believe I forgot that. I love Tick Tick Boom. It's great. Great musical. But anyway, let me just stretch a little bit here. Great to be back, Elijah, by the way. Great to be back. Okay, so I'm going back to the... let's see if anyone said anything in the community chat. Here. Not really. Doesn't look like. Okay. Any plans to draw the rest of Phase 4 in Multiverse Saga? Yes, John, for sure. We'll get back to that. Again, it was just because of last week. Because of my Time to Draw show. And because of a couple of scheduling issues. I think I had a computer issue, too, last week. That was one of the issues. That's why we didn't end up not doing it. Because I wanted to finish the Ben... Was it the Ben 10 one? Which I did. And I'm glad I did. Because I think it looks fantastic. So we will definitely get to that. For sure. This is interesting. You know, this big pen guy, he's got like dots on his knees. Okay. Let's go ahead and draw another character here. Let's do the who should I draw next, guys? Who should I draw next? I think I better draw another girl in here. Let's do a couple we could do in terms of women mascots. We have, of course, Little Debbie. It's another cookie one. Or it's a cake. We got Little Debbie, or we could do we could do the Raisin Girl, the Sun-Made Raisin Girl. Sun-Made Raisin Lady. Let's see here. Not doing Wendy's. I'm not doing any fast food restaurants because I've done them already. So again, guys, I'm not doing any fast food restaurants. I'm not doing any cereal mascots, okay? Because I've done them many, many times. So that's why. The Morton Salt Girl. Morton Salt Girl. Let's see there. I spell that. Morton Salt Girl. Oh, more. Oh, okay. I see. She's kind of yellow though, so I probably wouldn't do that because I got 2 yellow characters that are here. So part of me wants to do the Sun-Made Raisin Girl. What do you think, guys? The Sun-Made Raisin Girl? Or should I do Little Debbie? Let's do Sun-Made Raisin Girl. Let's do Sun-Made Raisin. Sad life, man. You're not listening. You're not listening. No fast food. No fast food. Again, I've done Jollibee before. So look up, for those of you who haven't seen it already, look up Fast Food Avengers. Look up Fast Food Avengers. Fast Food Avengers, I've done... See, Puma Billy just wants to get under my skin now. There you go. Swiss Miss. Let's see. I'm just taking a look because, you know, a lot of these characters, they're kind of playing a little bit. Swiss Miss. I've never heard of Swiss Miss. That's an interesting one. She's blue. Actually, she would look better on the other side. Swiss Miss. See, flow from progressive. Here's a flow. Yeah, she's an actual person, though. She's an actual person. Yeah. Okay, so... Okay, I think let's do the Sun-Made Raisin Girl first. It is Sun-Made Raisin Girl first. Then I might actually will draw the Swiss Miss. I kind of like her outfit. And then we got the 2 more guys. We got the Kool-Aid and we got the Jolly Green Giant. That's what we got to do. Okay, so still haven't done Mr. Clean yet. You know, you think Mr. Clean should be in here, right? Mr. Clean should be in here. Maybe I'll put Mr. Clean here, and then we'll put the Green Giant and then the Kool-Aid guy behind there. So we ended up drawing a lot today, dudes. Lots today. Okay, let's get going. Let's draw the Sun-Made. The Sun-Made girl here. Does she have, she just wears a skirt, eh? Just like a red skirt, that's it. Very simple. Very, very simple. You notice I'm avoiding drawing the animal ones? Because the human ones are much easier, right? The human ones are much easier, right? Dolph wants Little Debbie still. We'll see. We'll see, Dolph. We'll see. But I am liking the colors of the Swiss girl. Well, you know what I got to do for this drawing, right, guys? You know I actually have to go and buy all this stuff now. All these cookies and stuff. Though it is, if I was going to do that, it's actually better for me to get... to draw Little Debbie because it's easier for me to find that. I can't find Swiss Miss here. I can't find Swiss Miss here. It's not easy being cheesy. There you go. Mr. Clean would have to be buffer than he already is. Well, yeah, he probably could be. Oh, yeah, I might add Mr. Clean here. Guys. But this is a fun one, man. Thank you to... I forgot who suggested it again. I mentioned him earlier. Thank you for suggesting this. This is a lot of fun. I highly enjoyed this drawing here. This is a fun one for me. Oh, let me stretch. I should also draw some M&Ms in here, right? I should draw some M&Ms in here. Let's see here. We could do a Hulk Mr. Clean because there's actually 3 characters could be very Hulkish. Okay, we have the Kool-Aid Man, which I need to do. He's in the thumbnail. The Kool-Aid Man. We have the Green Giant for sure, and of course Mr. Clean. So those 3 big hulking characters, you know. So this is the Brand Avengers. Oh, Muddy 1052 will send me some Swiss Miss. Let me see if can I get Swiss Miss here? Let me look it up. I gotta look it up, guys. Swiss Miss. Hot chocolate. Let's see. Can I get it here? Oh, I could get a Walmart. I could get a Walmart. Okay. But there's no I could get Swiss Miss chocolate, hot chocolate at Walmart. But there's no, it's called. There's no. She's not here. Is it an older? Is she an older mascot? Swiss Miss chocolate. There you go. Okay. Well, anyway, it's good to know I could. So let me think about it while I finish up the Sunmaid Raisin Girl here. Are you guys hot chocolate fans? Are you like hot chocolate? So you just go ahead and draw on the face here. Let's see here. Yeah, people don't know the mascot. If you look it up, you'll find one. It's probably old. Whereas Little Debbie, it's been around forever. Like I could get a Little Debbie cupcakes at the dollar store, right? Yep, 1978. That's a long time. That's when I was born, man. Swiss Miss is my age. Swiss Miss is my age. Okay, let's get some Raisin Lady. So, let's see here. So most likely those will be the last ones, guys. So we're going to draw. We're gonna finish off the Sunmaid Lady, the Sunmaid, Raisin Girl, and then we're gonna go ahead and draw. I'm leaning towards Little Debbie, guys. I'm leaning towards Little Debbie. And then we have a few more to draw. We have Mr. Clean. We have the Green Giant. And we have the Kool-Aid Man. So, lots still to draw here, guys. What time is it now? It's 7:40. Let's see if I can finish all of that. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. We'll see if I can finish all of that by 9 o'clock. I do have a hard out. 9 o'clock. I could go a little bit longer. Just a tiny bit though. Not too crazy. Yeah. Watt Life, I'm not doing Colonel Sanders. I'm not doing any fast food mascots because I've done them already, my friend. So if you guys look up Fast Food Avengers, because I have two videos actually. I have Fast Food Avengers and then Fast Food Avengers Endgame. I got two of them. And then I have a cereal mascot one. So I'm not doing any cereal mascots. I'm not doing any fast food mascots here today. Friend. So Swiss Miss was both a live and animated mascot, but in the late 80s or early 90s she was gone. Oh, okay, interesting. Interesting. Interesting, very interesting. My apologies if I'm going to be a little quiet over the next hour, guys. Mainly because we have a lot of work to do here, and not a lot of time to do it in. We literally only have about an hour and 20 minutes for like 5 characters. So, we took our sweet time with the first 3 yesterday, but now that we're here, like, okay, let's do it. So the brand Avengers. Is that what I'm going to call this, guys? The brand Avengers. Now the thing was with the Endgame one, I actually drew them as Avengers, right? I actually combined the characters together. And by the way, that was one of my favorite videos that we did as a team. That cereal mascot one. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. They all have world-class abs. That's right. They're definitely not eating their own product. Because if they did, they wouldn't be looking like this. I'll tell you that much. So. Okay. So. Okay. So next, let's. Okay, we're gonna do Little Debbie, guys. We'll do Little Debbie. Yummy Swiss rolls. So yummy, guys. Yummy. Okay. Good night, Dove. Good night, Dove. I'm a little sleepy too. It's 7:43 a.m. Why are you going to bed so early? 7:43 a.m. Nah, Little Debbie's gonna grown up, Beowulf. Little Debbie's grown up. Grown up. And she doesn't have legs, apparently. She doesn't have legs. Little Debbie's now Big Debbie. I'm gonna have to make that clear in the video. Little Debbie is not Little Debbie anymore. She's grown up Debbie. Grown up Debbie. That's what I'm gonna. Grown up Debbie. Oh, I just saw a picture of. I just saw a picture of Will Ferrell as Little Debbie. Oh, that's hilarious. Guys, look that up. Look that up. Will Ferrell as Little Debbie. I'm actually gonna use that as inspiration. Look up Will Ferrell as Little Debbie. That's hilarious. Oh man, that made me laugh. That made me laugh, guys. Oh, that's too much. Oh, it's so funny. Guys, look that up. Will Ferrell as Little Debbie. It's hilarious. Hilarious. Even the hair, it's perfect. Like this is a perfect outfit. So funny. Oh. That's funny stuff. But also helps me with the outfit too. You know, trying to figure out this outfit. Classic Will Ferrell for sure. Classic. There you go. Wholesome and creepy at the same time. There you go. So this is not Little Debbie, guys. This is Grown Up Debbie. Grown Up Debbie. Grown Up Debbie. Debbie on HGH. It's the Liver Queen. There you go. All right. There you go. Anyway. Little Debbie is her rapper name. That's funny. That's funny. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do. Yeah, apologies guys for less talk here. I'm just trying to get as much of this done as possible because we're running out of time. We're running out of time. That's how you know when I'm running out of time. I stop talking. I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to get these things done a little bit faster because I do want to add those 3 characters. I do want to add Mr. Clean, Kool-Aid Man, and the Green Giant still to this. So. Do. Do. Let's see here. Okay, just going back to older questions, just to see if there's any other questions I could answer here. Okay. For Muddy asked from the other day, if you could be an animal with a tail, or just have a tail, what kind of tail would you have? I mean, draw, of course. That's weird. Well, that's weird. I would only have a tail if I could draw with it. But that tail looks like it hurts, man. You would have a tail? You gotta sit on it? Because, I always thought a tail was like an extension of your spinal cord. That's how I always kind of envisioned, like having a tail. So I don't think I would ever want a tail. That sounds like it would hurt to me. So. But if I were to have a tail, you had no choice. Yeah, I'm gonna train that tail to draw, I'll tell you that much. So, anyway, let's see here. Teach me. All right. Kim Ronchetti says, I love what you do. Can you draw a gladiator? A very cool gladiator. What kind of gladiator? Are you talking like Russell Crowe gladiator? Or just any gladiator in general? Or the Marvel gladiator with the mohawk? When I drew, I believe it was Captain Universe Invisible Woman. I had to draw the character Gladiator in there. And I tried to make him look like The Rock. Like if there was a character that The Rock would play in the MCU, I thought the Gladiator would be a great one for him. Gladiator. So I tried to draw Gladiator like The Rock. Nobody noticed. So there you go. Weblight says, what do you think of Die Hard? Weblight Ben, Die Hard. I love Die Hard. I just watched Die Hard recently. I literally just watched Die Hard last year for the first time. I watched Die Hard last year for the first time when I was in Vancouver. After my wife passed away, we took a trip to Vancouver. I wanted to show the kids where me and my wife lived. And I downloaded all of the Die Hard films because I knew we would have some downtime. So I remember for a day, because it was raining, so we decided not to go out or anything. We're just there, and I watched all the Die Hard movies all in one sitting. They're really good. All the Die Hard films. I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. Shallow Hal. AJ, talk about Shallow Hal. Talk about a movie that wouldn't fly today. You know, and there were some good things about that movie. You know, at the end of the day, he did fall in love with a girl at the end of the day, but I don't know if Shallow Hal would work these days. I don't know. You guys tell me if you think Shallow Hal would actually work today. It might. It might. Like, you know, at the end of the day, he did end up with a girl. You know, he did want to be with a girl at the end because he was Shallow Hal. It was Shallow Hal. But it, just like any of those old movies, right? Like a lot of them have stuff that probably wouldn't work today. You know. So the next question here from DFL Studios here. For the holidays, having ham and barbecue and a day at the beach. Because DFL Studios is in Australia, apparently. Nice. Let's see. For the holidays, what do we usually do around the holiday time? Not much. Not much. That's my answer. Not much, because I can't really think of another answer. Not much. Just family. Spending time with the family when we can. Because you guys know, like, it's not like I get a holiday. Like, I'm still going to be doing these morning streams. I'm, because I enjoy them, and, you know, my kids are asleep. Well, why not, right? But, you know, I don't really get holidays because I'm not, you know, I pretty much work for myself. Now, I do have responsibilities during the day. I do have things to do during the day. But I don't know. It's a good question. Good question, my friend. There you go. Kate King wants the ultimate Rick and Morty drawing. All right. You know, my friend, one of my very good friends, Christopher Keiko, he actually did one of those. And it's pretty amazing. Whenever I do one where there's lots and lots of characters, it's got to be something that I'm super interested in. It really is. For me to spend that much time and effort, it would have to be something I'm super duper interested in. Rick and Morty, I've never really watched. I haven't really watched an episode of Rick and Morty. I don't think I ever did. So. Okay, so that's Little Debbie. Not so Little Debbie. Is that what we'll call her? Not so Little. Okay, we're going to do Mr. Clean. You know what? I'm going to draw Mr. Clean. I'm going to draw him more like he's like a sentry, where he's in the back. He's small, but it will also show how big the other guys are, right? So you get Mr. Clean. Because Mr. Clean's just all white, right? He's just an all white, a bald all white dude. Bald all white dude. So if I did something where he's just like here, like in the background. It's got a little bit of a tan, for sure. If I did something like this. It's just like, like that. I'm posing myself, guys. little sleepy, guys. A little sleepy. There you go. Yeah, signature pose is arm folded, but that's not how I'm gonna draw him. 13. I draw him the way I want to draw him. Just joking there, brother. Okay, there you go. Let me just record first. Should make him look like Vin Diesel, right? Should make him look like Vin Diesel. Mario says, in my country, Mr. Clean is called Mr. Proper. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Let's see here. Music stop, guys, by the way. Music stop. Well, whatever. We need music. We don't need music. I'm here to talk to y'all. Well, we drop Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean. It's anything but shabby, Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean. AJ's Art Addiction says, what do you think about Indiana Jones 5 coming out soon? We talked about this the other day. Looks interesting, man. Looks interesting. Willing to give it a shot for sure. And again, that deepfake technology, man, it's pretty incredible. It's called Mr. Sheen in Australia? Really? Mr. Clean and Proper. Oh. Well, Mr. Clean and Proper. Very interesting. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. You know what I think would play a great Mr. Clean? Terry Crews. I think he would play a great Mr. Clean because he could dance and stuff. You know? He could dance and stuff. Because if I was gonna do a piece with like real people mascots, like the Old Spice guy would definitely be there, and maybe that Allstate girl that you're talking about, or the most interesting man in the world, like stuff like that. Spice, that's right. I'm on a horse. I'm on a horse. Because they had two Old Spice guys, right? So they had Terry Crews, and then they had the other guy, the other dude. I forgot his name. Still clean. There you go. Make his bald head look super shiny. I'll add like a lens flare later on. Just for you, my friend. Just for you. Now, to be honest, the hardest one to draw will be the green giant because of all the leaves. There's a lot of leaves, you know. Though, you know, tomorrow I kind of, you know, which one video I want to do. Like we've been talking about it for weeks. I really, really want to do that Pokemon with muscles video. I really kind of don't want to do that. I'm actually thinking maybe for my streaming debut on Twitch, and because I was planning on multi-streaming sooner than later, maybe even tomorrow. Try to set that up today. But because I wanted to stream on all platforms, so pretty much both Twitter, Instagram, maybe not Twitter, but yeah, Instagram, TikTok, and what's it called, and Twitch as well. Maybe that would be a good one to start off with. Is doing the Pokemon with muscles to start off. I think that could be a lot of fun. So we'll see. Lay says in my country it's called Mr. Clean. That's right. Lay, is there any Filipino cleaning mascots? You know why I relate to Terry Crews a lot, mainly because of he's an artist, right? He's actually a trained artist and a very good one at that. He's a very, very trained, very good artist. Along with being a genetic freak, as we say. You know, he's a very talented, multifaceted artist. What's that mascot called? Lay, the one in the Philippines for the cold medicine. What is it? This turned into an ASMR drawing challenge. Shh. ASMR. Yes. Soothing. Okay, it's good enough for Mr. Clean. Because again, smaller. Okay, guys. So now it's time to get to the thumbnail. We're gonna do Stay Puff. Stay Puff. Well, you guys been mentioning Stay Puff Marshmallow Man all this time to get him drawing that. No, I'm not gonna draw the Kool-Aid guy. Oh yeah. Time to draw Kool-Aid Man, guys. Oh yeah. Okay, and final one, guys. Final one. Oh, not final one, because we're doing. I take that back. I take that back, my friends. We're not. It's not the final one because we're going to be doing the Green Giant as well. Now time for Kool-Aid Man, guys. Kool-Aid Man. This is gonna be interesting. Oh yeah, guys, this is gonna look funny. I'm gonna admit to you right now, this Kool-Aid Man, he's something like you've never seen before. So let's do it. Let's erase Mr. Clean here. Mr. Clean, you ready for the Kool-Aid Man, guys? Here we go. Let me just put this up here like this. Maybe I can. Kool-Aid Man. Nice. Nice. It's the Kool-Aid Man, guys. It's the Kool-Aid Man. Oh boy. Well, that looks weird, doesn't it? That looks a little weird, doesn't it? I wouldn't ask any of these guys for a refund. That's right, AJ. You know, again, what's gonna make a lot of this stuff, guys, is the colors, not necessarily the line art here. So I know Tom is gonna do a bang up job with this one because it's a fun one, definitely. All right. Okay, so that's the Kool-Aid Man. Very simple. So let's just draw the green giant on the other side, and we're pretty much done. I do have to draw all the other stuff, but just take a quick break here, a little stretch. A break here. Okay, so I guess you're playing music again. We draw the last one here, my friends. We draw the last one here. The Green Giant, which I've done before. We have done Green Giant in Marvel style before. I think it good. Do 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 do. Okay, just draws the Green Giant on this side, guys. We're gonna be finishing off, my friends. Not too soon. Again, I apologize that I'm not talking too much today. Wasn't much news today, and my story wasn't that. My stories weren't that long. Usually, I like to have longer stories, but as we go ahead and wind down and finish off. He's got leaves for hair. Kind of looks like Jack Reacher. Have you guys watched Jack Reacher? I haven't seen an episode. Like, my buddy Mark loves the show. I'm thinking about going ahead and watching it. Jack Reacher. So I've been seeing a lot of clips online recently. And they look pretty good. They look pretty good. So I'm gonna draw the all the little details first, and then everything else will just come naturally after that. Like all the little leaves that the green giant has. So this was a lot of fun, guys. By the way, thank you again to once again. I want to make sure the person who suggested it gets their due. So, guys, again, brand new tomorrow. We're going to start something new tomorrow. So why don't you guys go ahead and start telling me as we finish this up what you guys think I should draw tomorrow. Okay, I am leaning towards the Pokemon with muscles. I will admit that. But, you know, I never, you know, I always like, by the way, it was Steven Cisneros. Steven Cisneros. Big shout out to Steven for suggesting this. But you guys in the live chat who are still here, still hanging around, and thank you to everyone who's been watching the whole stream. I appreciate it. What am I going to draw tomorrow? So Mario wants Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, you've been suggesting that for quite a few days now, Mario, and I don't blame you. It's a fantastic suggestion. So definitely something we could think about. Clefairy with muscles. There you go. Oh boy. Let's see here. Master Oogway, back again, my friend. How are you, my friend? What did I think of the new Black Panther movie? I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's one of those movies where I really liked it when I watched it, and then when I came out, and the more I thought about it, the more I was falling a little bit out of love with it a little bit. So it's still like a 7 out of 10 movie for me. I enjoyed it a lot. But, you know, I wouldn't call it top tier. Marvel. Then again, what in Phase 4 has been top tier, except for No Way Home, maybe. But it was okay. It was good. Recommend? Yeah, I would definitely recommend watching in theaters. I'm much more excited now for the Ironheart series than I was before. I wasn't really sold on Ironheart until I watched Black Panther. Now I'm interested. I'm interested to see what they do with that character. So we'll see. Let's see here. Ninja Hologram says, "What about Ninjago in a Marvel style?" We will be doing that sooner than later because a couple of things I need to do. First of all, I showed you that toy I bought, so I want to do that toy sooner than later. But also, a friend of mine, Brick Legends, he built this Ninjago mech that I would love to draw. I was looking at it like, man, that's fantastic. That Ninjago mech. I'm like, that looks amazing. So I thought, you know, what if I did my version of the Ninjago mech? So that definitely, you know, that definitely is something we're probably going to do sooner than later. Just say that. So we'll see, my friends. We'll see. He didn't like the way they did Namo. Namo. You know, they had to change it, and I see why they had to change it. Even though Namor was first, he was technically created before Aquaman. I could see why they decided to go the way they did with it. You know, they had to make it different. he couldn't be Aquaman. He needed to be a different character. So I was okay with the changes they did with him. I thought they fit. I thought they made sense. Now, there was a bunch of the things in that movie that didn't make sense, but, you know, at the same time, okay time at the movies for me. Let's see here. Draw Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Maybe not tomorrow. Master Glaze, I think they should bring Arno Stark to the MCU. They probably will. For those of you who don't know, Arno Stark, I believe that's Tony Stark's brother, right? Arno Stark. And he was a version of Iron Man. First of all, horrible name, eh? I really hated that name. Arno Stark. Arno Stark. Yeah. Webmaster wants me to draw Transformers Rise of the Beast. I will do a Transformer sooner than later. I'm waiting for that toy. I mentioned that the other day. I got this toy. It's actually being shipped from the Philippines. It's an Optimus Prime and Jetfire. And it looks really fantastic. I might do that once I get it. So I'm going to unbox it here on the channel, guys. I'll unbox it with you guys. And then I'm going to draw it. So that is my plan anyway. So everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, as Mike Tyson would say. So we'll see. Simon Capitillo wants me to draw 80s wrestlers, 90 wrestlers, annoying family, live commercial mascots. Okay, we just talked about before, live commercial mascots. Okay, so a lot of great suggestions there. But again, tomorrow, guys, I'm actually going to try streaming on multiple platforms. Tomorrow, we'll see if I can get around to it. I do want to try it. But in order to do both Instagram and TikTok, I actually used to use multiple phones to do that, which I have. So I'm going to have to see if it works. Arrow says, what happens if I mess up? I fix it. That's what I do, my friend. That's what I do. I'm that good. Where's my camera? I'm that good. No, I just fix it. My friend. It's been extremely rare where I mess up something to the point where the whole drawing is ruined and that I can't fix it. Okay? I mess up all the time. But the only time where I messed up so bad, and I won't even call it a mess up, it was the client. That was when I did the Marvel mural. I had to change a couple of the characters completely. So I had to go and actually cut out. I had to redraw it on a separate board and then cut it out and then paste it. That's what I had to do. So, but that's only happened very, very seldom that happens. I think that was the only time that happened, really. So, can I use whiteout? You could. You could, and I see like Jim Lee using whiteout all the time. But, you know, there's a texture difference on the paper that I find happens. So you definitely could. Definitely could. There's no rules against it. But for me, or at least it hasn't gotten to the point where I needed to do that. I'm always able to either fix it or change the artwork so it still works. So, and again, guys, that's definitely not a beginner thing to do. That's more of an advanced thing. So I've been doing this for a long time. So let's see. I think you should send your drawing to The Rock via fan mail. Nah. There's no, there's no guarantee he'll get it. And that's the thing, guys, because, maybe if it was just the poster, like a printout, maybe. But sending original art like that, I'm very scared to send original art through the mail unless I know that person's going to see it or get it. Because, expensive original art's very valuable, guys. It's very valuable. And it's not like I'm going to sell all that artwork. But, but I want to make sure that if I do send it, he's going to get it. So we'll see. Let's see here. Asteroid, the furry superhero, says wants me to draw Danny Phantom one day. I talked about this the day before. I wouldn't mind. You know, I like Butch Hartman. I like everything he was doing on YouTube and TikTok, and that would be definitely a fun one for sure. And knowing Butch, he'd probably react to it. You know, it's like Butch has been one of those. Like, not only is he a legend in animation, but he's definitely one of the OG YouTubers. You know, art YouTubers out there. So. So, anyway. Protect your art at all costs. That's right, Mario. Well, you know, we worked too hard on this to just let it go. You know, there was a time where my artwork was stolen. I've had artwork stolen from me before. And it's not a fun feeling, man. It's not. Someone ripped off my car. I had artwork in the back seat of the trunk. I had artwork there. And they stole it. They stole the artwork. Let's just say I was not a happy camper that time. It's one of the worst feelings. Like, you could replace things. Like if someone steals my camera, I can buy a new one. I'll get the exact same one. I can buy a new one. Whenever someone loses their phone, it's not necessarily the phone you're sad about. Of course, well, you know, of course, these phones are expensive. But I'm more sad about losing my pictures, losing things that are on the phone, right? Like stuff you cannot replace. You know, that's why, you know, it's always smart to back up your phone regularly or have everything go to the cloud as soon as you can, because you never know. You never know. Someone might steal your phone and then you lose everything, you know? So artwork's no different. Artwork's definitely no different than that. I can't redraw this. Or I can, but it wouldn't be with the same amount of love I did it the first time around. So. Okay, guys, so we're coming down to the end of this drawing. So again, guys, it's rapid fire time. If any of you has any questions that you would like to ask me, any suggestions, what I want to draw tomorrow, we're going to draw tomorrow. By all means, throw it into the live chat right now. It's rapid fire time. Now's your time to ask me as many questions as you want. I will answer them. Okay? So go for it. Go for it, dudes. Go for it. If I deem it appropriate for what we're doing, of course. Let's see here. Same, it taught me to have humility. There you go. Ninja holograms. Asteroid, what's your favorite artwork that you ever drawn that you still love to this day? So again, I mentioned that right at the beginning of the stream there, Asteroid. But I'd say my favorite one is the one I did with my kids. When I drew their designs. It's probably my favorite drawing. Let's go then. Let's see here. Anthony wants a roll call. Let me finish off this green giant here first. And then we could go do that. Adam's family in a Marvel style. Now, if you would have told me that like 2 weeks ago, I would have said no. Immediate no. Now? Well, you know what? Wednesday's killing it on streaming right now. It's getting very popular. The Wednesday Addams series. So, maybe. I won't say yes, but it's definitely more of a possibility today than it was just even a few weeks ago. So we'll see. Master Ugu wants NFL players in a Marvel style for the Super Bowl. Again, probably not NFL players. I'll probably do the mascots, not the NFL players. No. So, Yu-Gi-Oh's from you, Mario. That's right. Adam's Family's a good idea. Probably not Arrow. What do you do to stop artist block? Nothing, because you can't stop it. You can't stop it. You could try to work through the pain. you could try taking a break. But the person who's able to figure that out, you know, they're the ones who are going to have it made. If you can bottle up and sell it, they'll make a lot of money. Whoever can figure out art block solution. Art block. Unblock the block. You know, the person who figures that out. Wow. Here's a way to get over art block. Use AI. No, we talked about AI yesterday. I did my little AI rant yesterday. So. Next question here. Lay, the answer is no. What about Death Notes? Maybe. How freaky did that Netflix series though look, man? Ooh, it was pretty gross. I'm not a reader of Death Notes, so not sure. If I'm gonna do an anime, it would probably be something like Demon Slayer first. Again, mainly for my kids. My kids love Demon Slayer, so there you go. Let's see here. Any pre-game rituals before you start a live stream? That's a great question. Thank you for that question. Not really. Like I'll wake up and then I'll get, make sure everything's connected, and then I will do the thumbnails. I do say a little prayer before I go on stream just to make sure I don't say anything wrong, that everything goes well. Little prayer to nerd. A little bit of caffeine. And that's it. That's pretty much it. That's what I do before I do the live stream. So, okay. Good night, AJ. In Australia, it's 8:30 for AJ. It's a good time for AJ. Well, we come down to the end of this particular drawing. Here, what's the biggest painting? So we're not talking drawing here. We're talking painting. Trying to think of the biggest painting. I think the biggest painting. Well, I did quite a few of them in college, and they were like scientific illustrations. Like I did this painting about the digestive system. It's pretty gross, if you can imagine. It's not the most family friendly image in the world, because it's a scientific illustration about how the digestive system works, the whole digestive system. So it's not the most prettiest thing. I did do this airbrush painting in college that I was actually pretty proud of. And that was pretty huge too. It was actually a big board that I did. That one I drew this cyborg girl. So that was a lot of fun. So we're coming down to the end of this particular drawing here, guys. So I do have to fix the feet here. I didn't draw all the feet as a true Marvel style. Didn't draw any feet. True Marvel style, guys. No feet. I don't want my drawing to be defeated. Can you draw Ghost Rider? He's my favorite. Maybe one day. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I do need to finish off the feet here. So, for the most part, like again, and looking at it, like again, guys, looking at it right now, like there's a lot of things I could have done better, but it's one of those things where it's there's so much going on that the better drawings make up for the badder drawings, if that makes sense, right? So let me just pull it back here. So you see, I drew no legs whatsoever. Drew no legs. So this is real. This is where the real Marvel style comes in, guys. Real Marvel style right here. Watch and learn, my friends. Watch and learn. Watch and learn. This is how we do it. So, there you go. Anthony liked my joke, by the way. There you go. There you go. What's the most tiring drawing that you've done and almost gave up? Almost? Well, I don't know, man. I think I mentioned before, there was this time I was doing this drawing and in college, and it was due the next day. It was due the next day, but I just experienced like a breakup with my girlfriend at the time, and that was tough. That was tough. That was when you're like really forced to draw when you're going through something. Like, so I was in a breakup with my girlfriend at the time, and it was hard. But I had to keep drawing because it was due the next day. So that was probably the toughest one I ever did, because I didn't like that feeling. That wasn't a nice feeling. Though that girl ended up marrying one of my friends. Actually, it worked out for all of us. I met the love of my life later on, so it worked out for everybody. So it's all good. Look, they're always on a hill, guys. They're always on a hill. Let's see here. Can I add? I don't even know who that character is, my friend. I have no idea who that is. Is that Crinkle the Clown? Never heard of that, Master Uguay. Never heard of that. Can I draw Thundercats? Maybe. No, I have drawn Thundercats before on this channel, actually many times. I actually really like the Thundercats drawing I did on this channel. That was one of my favorite drawings. If you look up, because that was the time where Thundercats Roar came out, and I really hated Thundercats Roar. I thought it looked ridiculous. You guys remember Thundercats Roar? Did you like Thundercats Roar? I hated that style of animation. Absolutely hated it. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Lei always wants me to draw things for other people. How about for me? I'm going to draw something for me. Not everything has to be a tribute, Lei. You only want me to draw tributes. Not everything has to be a tribute. See, this is how we draw feet, guys, in Marvel style. There you go. Okay, so there you go. You know what, Mario? He's not the only one. We all do it. If you watch that oh, it's not a podcast. If you watch that React video with myself and David Finch and Andy, where we talked about 90s comic art, we all admit, we all do it. We all do it. It's not a one artist thing. We all do it. We all hide feet. That's what we all do. You all do it. Like now, some might be more known for it than others, but we all do it. We all do it. I've done it many, many times. Many, many, many times. So that's how you get into comics, guys. The art of hiding feet. Art of hiding feet. Yeah. Jason likes to hide torsos. That's pretty funny, Jason. I like that. I like that. Hide torsos. Hold on. I gotta find out this big pen legs. Like a big pen mascot. What does this? I think he has like. It's like got like high socks. So we're winding down here, guys. We're almost done. We're almost done this piece. And this, again, this is a lot of fun. It's nice to do these little bit here and there, trying different things, you know. And I'm gonna be lazy here. I'm gonna have little Debbie's dress go all the way down to the ground. I'm lazy. Letting her dress go all the way to the ground there. Whoops. And then what you do is you put like another set of rocks behind. So we do it. What time is it? Okay. Good. We made good time, guys. We made good time. Okay. So tomorrow I'll be a little bit more talking. I'll come a little bit more prepared tomorrow. That is a part of the ritual too, guys. Before I start the stream, is I actually go look and see if there's things I like to talk about, and I try to do like the important ones off the bat, and that's more for the podcast. Because I don't want these podcasts to be too dated in that sense. So I try to make sure that I do the evergreen subjects off the top, and then we'll talk about like more recent things after that. So that's usually what I like to do here. Oh, let's finish little the raisin girl here. Let's see here. How about mixing different Power Rangers? Maybe we will do something with Power Rangers next year, guys. But I'll admit, when we did the Zord the other day in tribute to Jason David Frank, I just got kind of tired out. Like it's an okay drawing, but I didn't really enjoy that stream. So I don't know. Maybe drawing big mechs don't do it for me as they used to. You know, but I just wasn't that enthused. Let's just say that in that particular stream. So there you go. Okay, so there you go, guys. So let's do a little roll call here to finish off. So we have here the Keebler Elf. We have Little Debbie from Little Debbie's Cakes. We have the Big Pen mascot, so from Big Pens. We have the Chiquita Banana Girl here. We got the Pillsbury Doughboy, not so doughy, is he? We have the Pringles mascot guy, though I do need to draw a hand here. I think he's missing he needs a hand. Okay, so this is the Pringles guy. We have Pepsi Man. We have the Mr. Peanut. We have... Actually, I need to draw Kool-Aid's legs. I need to draw it. Because look at it right now. You go back and you look and you're like, okay, I'm missing this, and that. We have the Kool-Aid Man here. We'll draw his legs in a second, guys. Mr. Clean. And, of course, the Green Giant. So let me just go ahead, because I do want to finish this drawing here. I don't want to work on this anymore, right? So might as well finish it off here. It's pretty simple sometimes too, guys. It's like just like filling it in black. And it's like good enough that it does the job. You know? So sometimes when I make mistakes too, guys, this is like a great way to cover it. Just add more darks to it. There we go. So that's part of his leg here too. So then we go to the other side, just to make sure that you know, I could just black this out here like this, and then just apply. You know, and just as a trick, you know. Because again, I don't want to touch this anymore. When we're done the stream, we're done. I don't want to add any more to this. So let's just finish this off. And then I could just draw this here like this, and I think that's good. Because technically, I can make the argument. You know, and this is actually part of art college, guys. You always have to defend your decisions, even if they're wrong. So you have to explain why you make certain choices, right? So I could make the argument his legs are right behind here. I could make the argument that the Green Giant's legs are right behind her. You just can't see it. I think that's worthwhile. Arguments? So there you go, my friends. There you go. So this was a lot of fun. So the question is, what are we going to do tomorrow? What are we doing tomorrow? Should I... I think we'll wait for Friday for the Loki. I don't feel like drawing Loki tomorrow. So I'm leaning towards Pokemon with muscles, but I could be convinced otherwise. Just like today. I had no intention of doing this the other day. It just turned out that way. It just turned out that way. So I could my mind definitely could be changed. And you guys have changed my minds multiple times. So if you guys have an idea of what you would like me to do, I'm just adding some extra lines here, guys, and doesn't really add anything. It just helps break up some of the you know. It just helps break up some of the drawing when you add stuff like this. So yeah, well, what should we do? Let's see here. Clefairy, Lay really wants Clefairy. Ninja Turtles, we did Ninja Turtles, was that last week, guys? We did a Ninja Turtles piece last week. So definitely go check that out, Arrow, if you did. Okay. Pokemon Digimon collab. That'd be interesting. Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe. Hey, how about this spoiler? Okay, this is a spoiler. How about GoBots being in the MCU? How about that, guys? How about GoBots being a part of the MCU? Can you believe that? Psykill was the reason Drax's parents died? Did you hear about that? How about that? So for those of you who didn't watch the holiday special, yeah, that's a little spoiler there for you. But literally, GoBots are in the MCU. Which actually kind of makes me want to draw GoBot. But then again, not many people would know about it, right? So that is real. That is real. I'm not making that up. GoBots are in the MCU. Yeah, so, you know, it is what it is. So maybe I should draw Psykill. Maybe I should draw Psykill. My buddy Don Figueroa, he's been drawing some GoBots recently, and they look, he's a master. You know, my buddy Don's a master. Okay, I think that's it, guys. I think we're good. I think we're good to go. Okay, so I'll just do like a quick pan here. Like, whee! A lot of characters. This was fun, guys. I highly enjoyed this. So thank you guys for watching, for your suggestions. Again, give me your suggestions. I am leaning towards Pokemon with Muscles tomorrow. I'd say that there's a good 80% chance I'm going to do that, especially if we're going to start live streaming on different platforms. But I could change that. I could definitely change that. So definitely let me know. what you guys think. Okay, I'm gonna put a post up in the community chat, and then you guys can let me know. All right, guys. We're done for it today. It's the morning show. What should I call this morning show? Let me know. Let me know. I have a post up there where you guys will let me know what this show should be called. Let me know, okay? This won't be called Marvel Style Live much longer, okay? I want a cool name that could be ours. This is our morning drawing show, and we're going to come here together and draw together. Okay, guys? I love you all. You have a wonderful Sunday. Wherever you are in the world, you all take care. Give me a high five right here. Give me a high five right here. And thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. My name is James. I am the box office artist. I am here to say keep drawing. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you guys. Love you. Love you all. Bye-bye.